Competition time again, and here is a chance to win a brand new PS5. All you got to do is subscribe to On Track GP on YouTube.
Also follow us on Instagram at OnTrackGP.
Make sure you like the competition post, it's pinned on Instagram as well.
You can win yourself this right now. What are you waiting for?
Can I enter? Or can I have a go?
No.
Good morning. We are back. We are in Baku, and well, we're not. We're in the studio, but the grid is in Baku, and we're very, very excited to be back racing once again. It's been a very, very long 3-week break. Joining me today on Track GP is Sam and Joe. We're very excited, aren't we?
Yeah. Good to be back.
Time.
I wanted to be
In
more
unison.
enthusiastic.
Sorry.
Should we do that again?
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's go!
That's the energy I was looking for. Thank you. But before we get underway, Planet F1 and DR Sports, they have teamed up to give away this beautiful PS5 console.
You should be like one of those like ring girls.
Yeah.
Magical assistance.
Yeah.
There you go.
Tinsels and party poppers.
It's out of your range if you kick anything. I'm usually quite calm.
Yeah.
One of you very lucky people could be winning this, and here is what you have to do to enter. You need to subscribe to the On Track GP YouTube channel. You need to follow On Track GP on Instagram, and you have to like the pinned post over on Instagram. So if you do all of that, you will have entered, and you could win this beautiful PS5.
Very good.
No?
Easy, yeah.
I've checked a couple of times now and I'm not allowed to enter. So
Yeah,
bit human to be honest. Yeah.
Oh well. Anyway, now that's out of the way, and you all know what you can win. Let's talk about this race, because it's been a very odd weekend, because we've also had a sprint sandwich in between Friday's qualifying. Sam, I just need to get it out there, because I don't see the point of what the sprint is for.
Yeah, me neither really. I think the more we have the sprints, I think the more the people see how good the original format is. Yeah, like that Friday, which actually relates to today's race, seems like a long time ago now. Like we're trying to remember who's where on the lineup, but yeah, I mean, they want the excitement, they want bums on seats as it were, they want people in the stands enjoying the racing as they are. But yeah, it's just I'm not a huge fan of it. It's sort of like, why have a little bit of the race like when you actually want the whole thing on Sunday? So yeah, it's not my favourite.
Yeah, I agree. It just feels like it's taken away from the fun of this Sunday.
It'd be like going to watch a movie. You see the first half an hour, and you're like, okay, you can see the rest tomorrow.
Yeah.
You're like, well,
Yeah.
I don't want to see the rest tomorrow.
And also, it has nothing to do, or like Saturday has no relation to today.
Well, the only thing that it has is the points.
So you get a maximum of 8, which in the grand scheme of things isn't a huge amount. But like, I think Max Verstappen does this point very well. He says the risk of it is so much greater than the reward. So, for example, they didn't have many. There was a few crashes, but they weren't that terminal. Like some driver could have absolutely taken out someone else, and then their engineers in a race against time.
Yeah.
Because when did the sprint ended? Like late last, well not late last night, but late evening, and now we're starting at midday UK time. It's a quick turnaround if you've had a big accident, and like it's not really fair on the engineers who are going to have to work for all through the night as much as they can, and then get ready for an actual race. So I think Verstappen's right that the risk of it is so much higher than the reward at the moment.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I mean, even though we saw something happen in the race with George Russell and Max Verstappen damage to the side pod, I was saying before, we were just watching before the show started, that how they managed to fix the side pod so quickly.
That shows how quick. Yeah, they're like we often forget how many people are in a F1 team. Like this is their job. Like they got to be on it immediately.
Brilliant,
so they've done a great job to. I mean, the fact that there was never any doubt that he'd be ready for this just shows like how high the expectation is, not just a Red Bull, but every F1 team.
It is
so
mad.
Right.
All right, let's talk about practice then. There were brake issues for both Hamilton and Russell, but the issue seems to have been fixed. Hardware issue that was found by the team that was resolved in the garage. What would you say about the weekend so far for them? I know we haven't obviously started the race, but just from seeing them, in that practice session, qualifying, sprint, what have you made?
Russell's starting 11th. Like that's by like it was like 4,000ths of a second or something. I was really incredibly tight to not make it into the final qualifying session, and Hamilton's managed to drag the car up. I think he's starting 5th. So I don't know. I think fine. Russell will be very disappointed, and Hamilton I think will be quite happy, to be honest, to be up dragging the car into 5th. So yeah, we'll see. And we've got this incredibly long straight in Baku. It'll be interesting to see how that Mercedes car deals with it against the likes of the Red Bull, which is incredibly quick in a straight line, and the Ferrari, which is also very quick in a straight line. So we'll see.
Yeah, are you thinking more hopeful?
I think it's been an okay weekend. Like obviously, the qualifying wasn't that great, but I think in comparison to Aston Martin, who sort of are struggling a little bit as well, I think it's pretty clear that Red Bull and Ferrari have the quickest car around this circuit this weekend. So like battling for that, I say P3, like P3 in the constructors spot, like between Aston Martin and Mercedes, there could be a good battle there. But like you said, Russell starting as low as he is sort of puts them at a massive disadvantage. But saying that, Stroll's pretty low down as well, so it's not exactly like it's sort of Alonso, Hamilton, Stroll v Russell, which could be quite a good battle as the race goes on.
It's going to be very interesting today. Obviously, it's street circuit as well, which we do love. Sergio Perez, this is kind of like his bread and butter. I was listening to a podcast actually on my way in, and it was kind of talking about how Perez obviously wants to kind of challenge Max Verstappen with Red Bull, you know, for the drivers. And if you look at it, obviously, there's how many street circuits? 4 or 5?
Yeah, the majority are normal circuit. I can't give you the exact number, but yeah, you're right.
So you'd have to say that, you know, for Perez to be challenging consistently, you'd have to pretty much win at all of those tracks to be kind of in the running. But when you look at how many other races there are in a 23 race season, you would say that, you know, Max Verstappen has beaten of anyone. So is there actually any point of him trying to go toe to toe with his teammate?
Yeah, I mean, he's got to be competitive, hasn't he? He's got to have that ambition to try and want to win the the drivers' championship. I think he said, didn't he? He's not going to go back to Mexico until he's won a drivers' championship.
He could be there a long time.
That was his dad who said that. I was like,
that was his dad.
I'm never coming back.
Yeah, I feel like against Max Verstappen, that's quite a tall order,
especially when he's your teammate.
Yeah, and we know that he's going to be favoured by the team as well, just because he there, as you say, there's more of the regular type of circuit, and he's just unbelievable on those. So we'll see. Yeah.
Well, meanwhile, he is starting third on the grid today, and he did win the sprint. So, but shame doesn't really get anything to show for it other than
just
the
8 points. Yeah. But yeah, like I suppose it's confidence booster. I guess you could say, like, he quite clearly had a quicker car over Leclerc. So the fact that Leclerc started on pole this race, for the actual race, doesn't mean a whole deal amount, because like he's got even more time to overtake him in a full race. So
Leclerc, let's go.
So we're going to talk more about Ferrari. We're actually going to talk more about Ferrari, but we're actually going to go back to practice and talk about Sainz. He touched the wall in turn 5. He kept on going. Again, he hasn't had the best weekend by his own standards. But then I guess, Joe, you would say that maybe that is his standard.
Well, I actually think starting, if we forget the sprint, because leave that for a second. I think starting 4th is actually all right for Sainz. He needs to be minimum 4th on a track like this, which is good for a Ferrari, and he is there in 4th. If he can do something early on, split the Red Bulls into the first corner or something, that would take a bit of pressure off Leclerc as well, because then Leclerc won't have the 2 Red Bulls behind him. So Sainz will have his work cut out today. I'm not overly optimistic. I think the Red Bull car is just so quick. But if something can happen, if he is the quickest to get on the pedal at the lights out, then maybe something can happen early on. But we've got to back Charles today.
I
do. I think he'll be really annoyed that he didn't win the sprint yesterday from pole, and he will do everything in his power to not let that happen again. I think we had a little conversation as well before we went on air. One of the only maybe positive things about the sprints is that it's practice racing rather than just practice a one-lap shootout or just going around the track and learning the corners. It's racing conditions, so the drivers will have learned from yesterday from the sprint what it's like to be on the circuit at racing conditions. So maybe Leclerc will have learned not to get done on that straight. Maybe.
Maybe.
You're hopeful.
I am.
Yuki Tsunoda, he had a puncture, a little bit of oversteering there. He hit the wall at turn 3, dragged his car basically back and damaged it into the garage. He was, for me, probably the most exciting part of that whole sprint.
Yeah, probably. You're not wrong. Yeah, I think Tsunoda's doing reasonably well this season. He's sort of not going under the radar because people have noticed it, but like in comparison to De Vries, he's like doing much better. And I think
this was his opportunity, wasn't it, to step up?
Yeah, but I think going into the season, a lot of people sort of expected De Vries to do better than Tsunoda. Like, I think a lot of people had written off Tsunoda, but you think he was compared to Gasly for a few years, and Gasly's a very good driver. Like the fact that now he's got a different person to compare to, and he's been doing well. He got P11. He finally got in the points in Australia, and he looks in a reasonably good position to like try and do something today.
There's been some changes, haven't there, at AlphaTauri?
Big changes, yeah. So Franz Tost, who's been the team principal. He's the second longest team principal behind Christian Horner. So when Red Bull came in like 2005, Franz Tost came in to take over Toro Rosso as it was then, later branded AlphaTauri. But yeah. He's been saying a few times he doesn't want to do it. He doesn't want to do it. He's 70. And he's 67 now, so he's calling it a day a bit earlier.
Yeah.
So he's going to leave end of the season. But then there's a bit of not argy-bargy, but a bit of like choice words between Ferrari now and AlphaTauri.
Yeah.
Laurent Mekies, he's the assistant team principal, also the racing director of Ferrari currently. He's said he's leaving at the end of this season, and Fred Vasseur said, "Oh, you've got a contract." I think there's a bit of negotiation, but I think he will go at the end of the season because it was a team he was at before. He left to join the FIA and then Ferrari. So yeah. But I think for him, it's a team principal role, so you can't really turn that down.
Turn that down.
Yeah.
Definitely not. But not great for Ferrari.
No.
Quite a few outgoings.
Yeah.
Although they've been saying, oh no, you don't know who we've got coming in. You know, they're playing it a bit like trying to play
They know
coy.
who they've got coming in.
Probably another clown.
I'm not too sure. Anyway, let's look at Piastri and McLaren. Have you thought they've had a decent weekend?
Yeah, much better, I think. Like, their car is finally, not quick, but quicker than it was the first few races. I think Norris said going in, like, these upgrades they've had sort of bring them where their car was supposed to be at the start of the season. So obviously there's still more catch-up to where they want to be, which is around the Alpine mark sort of thing. But yeah, they've looked much better this weekend. So yeah, they could actually, I know they got the points last time, but that was with a massive caveat that a lot of the drivers ahead of them just weren't there anymore.
I can't believe that was the last race. You know how long ago that was?
Yeah, it's almost like a full month. But yeah,
Crazy.
So maybe, I just think they've improved, and then there's going to be more improvements coming along. So yeah, I think they could do well today.
Okay, Alpine, I mean, they had an interesting weekend so
Yeah,
far.
God, starting, what is it, 20th and 18th or something today? Like, I mean, absolute disaster. I don't even know how optimistic they'll be that they can get up and about in the points, so we'll see. But yeah, I mean, very, very disappointing, considering that they, top of the season, you know, wanted to be the fourth team. They'll be lucky now to be with the likes of, as you've just said, McLaren coming back. They'll be lucky to kind of be pushing for the fifth team if McLaren can get a run. So I don't know, we'll see what happens. But yeah, very, very difficult weekend for Alpine. For sure.
Very difficult. And obviously there was a lot of hype around Alpine, you know, this Ocon and Gasly partnership. I mean, so far, I know we're only heading into race 4, but it's not looking... They can't help it, I guess, if the car's caught fire, but...
I just think they've had a bit of a rough start. I still think, like Joe says, I think you've got the Aston Martin, Mercedes, Red Bull and Ferrari battling for those top 4. And then I think there's a battle between Alpine and McLaren, I'd say, for that P5 spot. To start with, it looked like Alpine were going to easily get that, but McLaren have sort of come back a bit. But yeah, I just think they've had a bit of a rough go of it. Like, some things that... Well, they are their problem, like their fault, but like at the same time, like it's not like Gasly's crashing into the wall every week, or like I know they came together in Australia, but like you said,
who didn't?
Yeah,
Who didn't come together in
that
Australia?
cost them a lot of points though. That
that
could be
They
huge.
were both in such good positions.
Yeah.
So if you take that, if you say okay, they didn't hit each other, then their situation a lot more rosy than it does currently. So like it's just small margins, and we've only had 3 races so far. Like one bad race can look really bad at this point of the season, but maybe later on you'll forget about what's happened.
Yeah, I think you're right. Haas, did you think they did fairly well this weekend?
I'm
always looking for some positivity when it comes to Haas.
Fine, quiet, I think, you know, as always.
No crashes.
If
If there's no Haas crashes, I always think that's a good sign.
They had their issues on Friday. I didn't know if Magnussen's car was playing up a bit, but I think sounds like they've sorted that now. So because that was one thing that he went out in Q3 of the actual qualifying, got to specify which one we'll talk about this weekend. But qualifying for this race, like he felt the car was okay, but they brought him back to the garage to not cause further damage. So you suspect they've finished that now. They've had a good amount of time. So see what they can do. I think Magnussen's another one who's had not a great start to the season. So compared to where this time last year, where he got P6 or whatever it was, and he's come back. So they're another team that they're going to be challenging for like the lower end of points if they are challenging for points. But
I think Nico Hülkenberg's doing a decent job.
Yeah, I think so too. I think
I like him.
He probably didn't come with a huge amount of expectation. I think he was quite lucky in a way that of that move, a lot of the focus was on Schumacher and him leaving rather than Hülkenberg coming in.
Yeah, you're so right.
No one really talked about Hülkenberg coming in, so like he sort of slipped under the radar. He's a very experienced veteran in the sport, and he's just sort of done it really.
Okay. Right. Well, teams, they are given 2 sets of hards, 4 sets of mediums, 6 sets of soft for this new format weekend. Sam, what can we expect tyre-wise?
It sounds like the medium is the best for the race. So I think we'll see a lot of mediums. I think medium and soft maybe. I suspect that'll be sort of what they'll go for. But like we said, it's a sprint race. Not sprint race. Sorry, it's a street race. So if there's a red flag, that could change instantly. So it's hard to. This is probably one of the harder tracks for the strategists to sort of plan for, because all you plan to go up and smoke if someone just bins it into a wall.
Who was it that nearly went out on the wets because they had like?
Oh yeah, well that was the weird rule that they've obviously got this new sprint format for qualifying. They've got a certain amount that said, okay, in the last bit you have to use a new pair of softs, and I think it was Tsunoda and Norris didn't have any left, so under the rules they couldn't use any other dry tyre, but like there was a loophole that said they could use a wet tyre. And you think the sight of them going, they didn't do it in the end. The sight of them going around in a baking hot Azerbaijan with like fans in t-shirts on the side, and then wearing wet
Oh, it's just would have been funny to see them going out.
So yeah, I think that's something that's going to be rewritten soon by the FIA lawyers.
The FIA literally change rules as they go along.
Yeah, like oops.
Yeah, it's like they just Tipex it out. We're like, no, that didn't work.
Yeah, you didn't ignore that.
They've been on a lot of scrutiny talking about the FIA, with particularly in Australia, where they were just red flagging for fun.
Yeah, but Australia was crazy.
It was crazy, and I think they messed up with the last red flags and that kind of thing.
Saying that, I heard an interesting reason why. It's because I can't remember I think it was the Alpine's crash. It registered such a high amount on the G-force that they medically had to stop it.
Oh wow! Really?
Yeah, that was apparently the reason.
That's crazy.
It came out in the build-up to this race.
Okay.
Yeah, like the reason they did that, because like I said, they got a lot of criticism for it, but these cars have all got G measures in them, and like there's just a limit to where a driver can have before
that's
the
very
medical team
interesting.
comes
I didn't
in.
know that.
So, yeah.
That's good. That's
Okay.
good.
A rare defence to the FIA there.
Yeah.
Okay, the Azerbaijan national anthem is underway, so we'll be getting to the grid shortly. Let's have a look and see what you guys are saying in the chat. Kazi says Hamilton for the win is unlikely, but hopefully it will happen. Brave show. C says Ferrari will win today.
Yes.
M23 Gaming, I've got Charles Leclerc for the win, and Hamilton will get a podium finish. Sprint format is a joke. Scrap it. How many other sprints have we got?
5 left.
Another 5.
Another 5.
5 left. Abdullah says, what's more likely, Logan Sargent to win a race or Tottenham to win a trophy? Probably. Come on.
Honestly, Logan Sargent.
Obviously. Harry says, Joe is a great F1 pundit. Absolute great guy, knows his stuff.
Oh, thanks.
C says, Ferrari has...
Not you though, mate. You're actually the brains.
Hi, Mum.
Yes, keep your mums in
Wow.
chat.
Yeah.
C says Ferrari have improved their car. Tyre degradation is not as bad as it was last year. Do you think that's accurate?
Yeah, I think it's still worse than Red Bulls, but yeah, I think that's true. Yeah.
Everything's worse than Red Bulls on everyone else's car.
Last year it was dreadful. So
Yeah, you're going a bit more neutral today. No jacket, no hat.
I've got a jacket right here.
When Perez does Leclrec in the first corner, you'll be...
I'll put it on. I'm just here for the vibes,
the
guys.
vibes.
It's bank holiday. I'm here for the vibes. Purely vibing today. Harry says Singapore, Baku, Vegas, they are all street circuits. The race is for Verstappen to lose. Verstappen was very fast yesterday. He only got third in the sprint race because there was a hole in his car's side pod. Do you think that is why?
Yeah, that did cause a massive amount.
I know he's like stubborn in like the best way because he's, as I call him, my shark boy. Like that's what he reminds me of. But I just think what happened yesterday was he could have just dropped behind and then he could have just done it. He could have just done Russell.
Yeah, but he doesn't do behind.
Yeah.
I know, but if you think about it long term, just dropping him behind and then going and just on the straight, you're going to get in front anyway. So why not do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I've sort of in the camp that it was sort of. I think it was a 50-50, but I think it was more Russell's fault than. I think Russell's got this weird tendency on the first lap to believe that if he's on the inside, it's his corner.
Yeah, he did say that. He has openly
but
said that.
that's not always the case. Like if another car is massively ahead and you just squeeze in there, like 100%. That's not your corner. Like he's done this before, but. Yeah,
oh, mate, he did it to Carlos Sainz when he was on.
In the US Grand Prix.
Scream.
Yeah, he's got a bit of a history for doing that.
Yeah.
So like, we'll see what happens today. But obviously they're not that close to each other.
But
that would be a hell of a start with George if he gets up there. But I think Verstappen's point is on the flip side that Russell should sort of be aware that because Russell could have easily come away with damage as well. Like, and if you're being smart about it, Russell probably knows. Okay, that Red Bull's going to overtake me at some point. Like, he's never going to battle it. But then again. If you'd have told Max during the era when Mercedes was so far ahead, he was often known for throwing it about a bit. That's sort of your only chance. So I sort of see both there.
That's the thing. I think when you're as an aggressive driver as Max is, if someone else wants to be aggressive back, then you have to kind of take it. Whereas I think Max is like, no, if I'm on the outside, you should be dropping down. It's like, why? Why should we?
I saw this good comparison. Like when Hamilton's first started his career, he was sort of quite aggressive. And then there's a thing that happens when drivers get very dominant cars. They sort of change their style to be much more conservative just because they know they can do it. Like whereas the young and up-and-comers who are in cars that aren't always going to win, like they really want to make the most of the first lap, so they will be more aggressive, hence why Max was like that in the past, and sort of not so much anymore these days.
Yeah, well, doesn't he? He's always ahead.
Yeah, exactly. Like the thing is, he's like, I don't need to overtake you now. I'll do it in 10
Yeah.
hours time.
He's not ahead today. He's P2.
True.
P2.
Yeah.
Jensen says, I expect a lot of safety car action. We probably won't know who will likely win until after the first round of stops.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, this is one of the circuits that a red flag's almost guaranteed. I mean, I say that it's going to be clean racing today, but
Yeah.
you suspect a red flag will come in. Like as we saw throughout both days so far, there's been some crashes into that turn 3.
Someone's going to bin it in the wall, aren't they?
Yeah,
Of course they
especially
are.
during a race. So
Absolutely. That's a good prediction. Speaking of predictions, we do have predictions to do today. Let's actually do those because we've only got about 10 minutes.
Oh,
So,
I'm
guys,
nervous.
thank
I'm
you.
excited.
Play along
We're
with
back.
us as well at home. Send them in on the chat. Let us know what your predictions are. So we are going to be doing our P1, P2, P3. But we are also going to be doing
Max Lewis signs. That's very
That's me.
You still got yours on there.
I can just see Max Lewis signs. That's very optimistic.
Also, we are going to be doing pit stops as well. So as soon as we see a car pull into the pit, we are going to be writing down how many seconds that is. The closest will win this PS5. I'm joking.
What?
I'm joking.
Production, is that true? Or
Silence.
Right. Meanwhile, I've just got this in the wrong place.
so we're doing predictions for top 3
Top
finishing
three,
today.
Top 3 finish,
Okay.
and then we're going to be doing podiums as well.
I've
later
gotta
on.
do it, man.
guys. Make sure you send it through in the chat, please. My Fitbit wants me to do steps. I'm not doing steps. I'm sat in. I'm locked in. Okay, so
Oh, I get to this point every time we do a show, and I go on the way here. I go to myself. When we get to the predictions, Joe, just don't follow your heart. Just follow the stats. It's probably going to be a Red Bull 1-2, and I get here and I put like Carlos Sainz third or something.
I was just going to run through actually the grid, just in case it helps
Okay.
anyone in terms of where everyone is starting. So we'll start at the back with it's Nick De Vries, Pierre Gasly, Kevin Magnussen, Nico Hulkenberg, Zhou Guanyu, Logan Sargent, Valtteri Bottas, Alex Albon, Esteban Ocon, George Russell, Oscar Piastri, Lance Stroll, Yuki Tsunoda, Lando Norris, Fernando Alonso, Lewis Hamilton, Carlos Sainz, Sergio Perez, Max Verstappen,
Okay.
Charles Leclerc. So in case that changes any of you,
Yeah. Sonoda to win.
Tsunoda to win.
I've changed my
100%.
He's starting 8th. You never know. Could be a good points finish. All right, I've got it. You got yours, Abby? You look stressed.
I'm gone rogue.
Oh, okay. Go on.
Right,
You.
3, 2, 1.
Perez, Verstappen,
Oh
Sainz.
my God, that is
Where's
very
Leclerc?
DNF.
Binned it.
Oh God, worry. I've got Leclerc, Max, Perez.
I've
You've
gone Max, Perez, Leclerc.
We've all gone a variation.
We've all gone 2 Red Bulls Ferrari.
I've given you a Ferrari.
Yeah, thank you. I've
me
even
a
got his
Ferrari.
hat with me today.
I just think that Perez is so good on a street circuit.
Carlos, let's go.
To be fair, as long as I don't really care, as long as it happens in the way that it's happened. But yes, let's have a look at what you guys are saying. Yes, production, we have some news.
Alright guys, just to give yourselves a little bit of an insight coming into the start of this race, Lando Norris has been saying that the drivers are facing the hottest conditions of the weekend so far, and that the wind is picking up, so that could be a bit of a thing to watch out for coming into the first corner, and particularly in the way her laps are coming down that really long straight.
Yeah, that could be.
I think it's a heavy tailwind up the straight.
Well, yeah, it's right by the Caspian Sea.
Yeah, so it's
it's a windy.
It's going to make that straight
a
so
windy
quick.
I'd like to be there in the sun.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
nice.
yeah.
Yeah, I've never been, but it looks like a nice place to watch.
It looks so good.
Yeah.
Right, let's look at some of your predictions that you guys have sent in. Jensen says Max likes having the whole race in one corner. So does George, to be fair. M23 said, I think it's going to be a good race with lots of fights between Verstappen and Leclerc. Hamilton v Alonso, like old times, and even Russell and Stroll. Should be a great race today. Bearded Monster says Max, Perez and Hamilton. Chetno says Max cleans them all. Merchandez, I think he means Mercedes, stands no chance. Ferrari in the mud. Harry says, Abby, let's hope Red Bull don't bottle a 1-2 today. Usually Red Bull don't bottle, to be fair. That's one team I can
A lot
rely
of
on.
bottlings being
Yeah.
brought up.
Yeah,
It just follows you, doesn't it? Bottling.
It does, but do you know who it follows more at the minute? Arsenal. Kazi says P1 Hamilton, P2 Perez, P3 Leclerc. That's what I want to see, but I realise it won't happen. Why not?
I think for the sport, it'd be good to see someone else other than Red Bull win it cleanly, right?
Well, anyone, but we haven't had non-Red Bull win, have we, so far?
We haven't.
Yeah.
And also Mercedes are not Mercedes, really.
No, yeah. Need someone else to step up.
Yep. M23 Gaming says Max, Perez and Lewis. Jensen says Perez for the title. Max second, Lewis third. Ferrari might blow up. This is what I said.
Might blow up.
I said it.
Blow up, wow.
You know, they do get a lot of DNF, so...
Oh man, no, but that's the thing. It
blow
could.
it.
It might just not start.
Literally, Leclrec
They might have like taken his clutch out and forgotten to put it back in. Like, oh god.
We give him a week.
Could you imagine if that actually happened? Imagine that.
3, 2, 1.
Could you imagine if the car... Could you imagine, like, in F1, if that happened, like, the car just didn't start?
Oh
or-
god.
I mean,
They go to the
sometimes
back.
happens.
Like,
Yeah,
so-
imagine what would happen.
Yeah.
That'd be wild. Absolutely
Carnage.
wild. Jacob says, watch out for Alonso. He could be quick today. Harry, I think people are underestimating Alonso. Kazi said, realistically, it'll be P1 Verstappen, P2 Perez, P3 Leclerc. And Harry says, I think that the on-track GP team could do a better strategy than the Ferrari pitbull.
Get us in there.
Yeah, I'd back you. I feel like you'd have some good ideas. I'd just be like, right, just let Carlos do his thing.
Yeah.
All right, he's
I
going to
just-
win this for us.
I just want to finish every word of question.
Okay,
Do you want to race? Question.
Plan D. Question.
I want to see their plans.
I would just be like, just DRS it the whole way.
Yeah.
Just cheat.
Open it up.
On the apex, just do it there, do it wherever. Okay, we are almost about to have lights out. Let's talk about this grid, Sam. Can you just let us know what we need to look out for?
Yeah, it's a weird track. Like, you sort of got one section that's very straight with some very sharp corners, and then you've got sort of got a twisty bit towards the end. Like, I think my favourite part is this, like the castle bend. So you've got this very old castle. It's the narrowest part of any F1 circuit this year. So like, just seeing these F1 cars fly through there, it's mad, really. Like, that's always a very picturesque shot of this.
Yeah, it's
quite
crazy.
ancient castle.
Unbelievably tight, that little
Yeah.
left-hander. We're just seeing it here.
It's Leclerc's
Leclerc
famous
Leclerc
exit.
2019.
Yeah.
I am
Turn 8, yeah.
stupid.
Yeah,
Is that it? Yeah.
I am stupid.
I am stupid.
But yeah, it's very interesting. Like I said, like big long straights. So if someone's behind you in the DRS, they've pretty much got a great chance to get you at least going into turn 1.
Okay, and as we said, it's going to probably be medium tyres
I
today
think
for
so.
balance
Yeah,
track.
yeah. I think that sounds like the best tyre. I don't know if they'll start on that or start on the softs or switch over to the mediums. Yeah, but I think medium seems to be like the best one because, like you said, if it's a hot day, like they're going to get through that rubber quite quickly.
Yeah, well, that's what I was going to say, following on from what Quillen said, that obviously it is quite warm there.
Yeah.
Does
yeah.
that does have an effect, I assume?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, the tyres are just. I mean, it's probably better for the drivers because the tyres will stay warm. I think it's worse to have cold tyres. Like that's sort of some of the problems in races that not always that warm. UK. Like yeah, sometimes it's hard to get the tyres warmed up. But yeah, it does make the tyres degrade a little bit more.
Okay, I just want to talk quickly about Williams because they're starting 12th and I think it's 14th on the grid today. I mean, for a Williams, that's pretty good going.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a great circuit for Williams because
Yeah.
if there's one thing their car's good at, it's long straights. And Baku's the perfect place for that because there's some big long straights. Like the Williams car, it hasn't got much drag, so it's not that good in corners. But in a place like this, like if you can get a lot of speed going, like you can fly down. So yeah, Albon, who obviously had that unfortunate incident in Australia, so like, he should be looking at getting to those points for sure.
Just looking at that front lineup with Charles Leclerc and Max Verstappen, we are about to get underway. It's very exciting when we haven't raced in a little bit of a while. We are going to talk about qualifying and what happened as the race goes on as well, because obviously Fernando Alonso is starting in 6th. That is not somewhere I would have pictured him to be.
No.
Yeah,
See if
I
you can
think it's
shake it
because
off.
their car is so good in the corners, and while this Azerbaijan does have corners, as you just saying, the straight is the real place that you can make up the time. So yeah, I think, and I saw you said a thing about if your worst result of the season is 6th qualifying, like you're doing all right.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I think if he can finish in the top 6, that would be a good day at the office. But the dominant cars should be the Red Bulls and the Ferraris.
It's interesting because obviously it's how the expectation has grown, and you think about it, it's only 3 races. Aston Martin, consistently getting in and around those podiums. You're disappointed with a top 6 qualifying.
Yeah, 100%.
And that is
Just at its
absolutely all
highest.
credit to what Alonso has done. Right, they're coming down the grid. We are in place. I'm very excited, I can't lie.
Do you reckon Taylor Swift is there somewhere?
Yeah, we need to
I've made a
discuss
reference
this.
and I missed it.
Oh, did you? What did you say?
I said I wanted to shake it off.
Oh,
I absolutely loved it.
I love all that. I love all the Taylor Swift Alonso rumours.
Yeah, I don't know how much clout that actually
Oh, it's
has.
good. Almost none.
Completely not true.
Completely not true.
There we go,
Okay.
formation.
little formation going on. Make sure in the comments you let us know. Don't forget also you can win this PS5. You can go and subscribe. You have to like it on Instagram. I'm trying to think what else you've got to do for it. You've got to like and subscribe.
Pin comment, sorry.
Yeah.
Like the post, follow the Instagram, subscribe to the YouTube.
Thank you. There we go. That's
do
what
it.
we've got. Make sure you do that.
Someone's already entered.
You can be in with a chance of winning this beautiful PS5. It's in white. I mean, I'm not really a gamer, so I'm trying to think of...
It's white.
It's white.
I'm trying to think
what? This is the white one. Oh,
can
nice.
play-
Let's do it.
I assume they come in black and white.
I think just white for the PS5.
Oh, okay. All
Not my
right.
expertise. But you can play F1 22 on it.
There we go. That's what you want to
The new
play.
one.
Talking about the potential tyre here, doesn't look like people are going to run the softs, which is interesting.
Oh, right, okay, so yeah, going hard and medium.
Yeah, which is interesting. It'll be interesting when the graphic comes up to see who's starting on what type of tyre.
If you do win it, you can play the F1 game, play Baku like I do, and give up almost halfway through because it's too hard.
Yeah, when you do a Leclrec.
And go back
Do
to
it
Monza.
there and
Oh,
just
it's
shove
nice
it
and
into the
straight.
wall.
So again, fastest pit stop of the season. It was a Ferrari
So
at
far.
a 2.1. So that'll be.
This is what I know about being a strategist. No softs. There's me like, I could use soft, but no.
Well, but
medium
we
and hard.
may well see softs come if there's
Yeah,
a red flag
late
at
red
some
flag,
point, or
yeah.
even a safety or a virtual. You know, people save time.
But yeah,
so
I think a lot of the grids seem to be starting on medium. I
Yeah.
think it was the ones at the back starting hard, so then maybe they're banking on
Play
a
long, yeah.
longer one. Which seems a rogue choice in Baku.
Well, the last two times in Baku, it has been a Red Bull.
Yeah,
party.
but interestingly, there's never been a repeat winner at this
Yeah.
circuit. Like so it came on the grid as the European Grand Prix in 2016, and Rosberg won that. So no driver's ever won it more than once.
Wow.
So, I mean, you suspect that's likely to change. I mean, who?
Nope,
Alonso-
Leclerc. Today.
Leclerc could win. Alonso could win. Like, there's still
Who
some
knows?
options. But yeah, it's interesting. There's never been a repeat winner.
and there won't be today. It'll be Charles Leclerc.
I don't know. Let's see how many things happen today. I mean, I want it to be a race where there's not much drama, but I just feel like
Oh, no, I want the drama.
there is always drama. I'd like
The
it to be a
drama.
nice, easy
That's what we're
win
here
for Red Bull, but would you want to see a repeat of what happened in Australia?
Just too much.
That was too much drama.
Sorry,
You have
I was
to
just
admit.
reading castle facts. Sorry, 12th century castle on the track. That's not very often. Sorry, what's the question?
I don't want three red flags. One is always
Okay, yeah.
interesting.
How
A
much
safety
drama do
car
you
is
want?
good as well.
Fair amount. I don't want anything too controversial. I don't want to be talking about it 2 weeks later.
So we don't want to have what happened in Australia.
Yeah, when Ferrari put in a protest about 3 weeks after the
I still think it was
event, and they
unfair.
get turned down.
I still think it was unfair, to be fair. Max Verstappen is still leading the way in the Drivers' Championship as it stands. Sergio Perez is behind him. I think it's about 13 points or something that separates them currently.
Alonso P3, am I right in that?
I think he probably is. There he is, Christian Horner, getting ready for
Sorry,
today.
I ruined the pattern.
I know.
Yeah, that has ruined the
I
pattern. Okay, so we are approaching the grid. Formation up
I'm
and down.
nervous. I get nervous.
Do you have expectations today for Ferrari?
Yeah, I really.
starting on.
Yeah, he's. I think he'll have his tail up from getting done by Perez yesterday in the sprint so quickly and to be honest, quite easily. So I'm hoping that, as I said, Sainz can do something on Perez early on, split those Red Bulls, and then it's a Leclerc-Verstappen fight. And I think that'll be amazing to see. If it's two Red Bulls on Leclerc, there's not much hope, is
There's
there,
not
to be
much you
honest.
can do about that, to be
As a pair, they'll be way too good for him. But 1-1, I think Charles Leclerc could do something.
Okay, but obviously I think it's just over the course of a race, with the Ferrari, can it hold out?
Yeah, I think that's his
Yes.
issue. I think, he had a better chance to win the sprint just because it was shorter. But
Yeah.
he hasn't
even
done
then,
it. So
even
yeah,
then his
the
tyres
Red Bulls
started
have
to
just
go.
got tired
Oh,
as
God.
we see
Here we go, come on.
green flag being waved.
Come on.
Okay, Esteban, it was Ocon that we said was starting.
Yeah, Ocon and
Here we go,
Hülkenberg
lights
are the
out.
pits.
Lights out. We are racing.
Good
in
Great start from
Baku.
Leclerc.
Oh, look, yeah,
Great start.
Great start from
And the
Leclerc.
front four hold it.
Relatively clean so far.
Really strong.
Yeah, it's a good start.
Yeah.
Norris
good
having a look
start.
around the
Good
outside
start.
there.
Holding their.
Oh, contact.
That's Piastri on Albon. I
It
think.
looks like they've all held it though.
Yeah, just if any
Looks
damage
like
came
it.
off that front wing. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
Well, let's
Piastri
see how much damage there
sort of
actually
became
is
the
on
meat
that.
and the sandwich then between
Yeah.
three cars going around.
It is so tight, isn't
It's
it?
is
a
such
really
a
tight track.
And there's
Yeah.
tighter corners than that. Like,
Well, it's been relatively other than that little gap, it's been surprisingly clean so
Yeah.
far.
I think they're just getting warmed up, don't they?
Give it a lap.
yeah, really,
Yeah, great
really
start
nice
by
start
Leclerc.
by Leclerc. That's
Yeah,
good.
that's
Come
what- that's
on.
what he needed.
Let's go. Be interesting to see how quick he was on the pedal. Yeah, that front. Is that front six are unchanged?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
At least, maybe more. There's the corner.
Jeez,
God, that is tight, isn't it?
Tight corner.
Oh, there's a yellow flag.
Okay.
Yellow flag. Is that from that incident?
I wonder if it's debris.
Something else might have happened, but we haven't seen on camera.
No.
But yeah, great start from Leclerc. I mean, Verstappen's right on him already. There's a bit of a gap now between him and Perez. Just looking at the two Red Bulls. Okay, green flag.
Nice, let's race. Great, love that.
It is a really tight track, this
Yeah,
one.
like you said, it might have been some debris.
I
from
think
that
it was,
little,
but they seem to be happy.
A very quick Marshall's run on.
Yeah.
Picks up a bit of front wing.
Go on, carry on. All right, so looking back at qualifying, round one, De Vries crashed out.
Yep.
At turn 3 for a red flag. Gasly also hit the wall at turn 3, second red flag. Hamilton and Ocon, they both scraped the wall on quick runs, but obviously the cars were fine. Magnussen, he was forced to retire, so it was quite an interesting Q1.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
There's a lot that happened.
Yeah, and like you said, it's weird that we've had sort of 2 qualifying sessions already in one weekend. Just looking at it, so Bottas the worst start. He's lost 5 places.
Oh dear.
But there's not a huge amount of movement really. Like looking at
that top 6 are unchanged.
Stroll's
done well.
Russell's got into the top 10.
Verstappen is now right on the back.
Yeah. Sonoda's gone down. So yeah, not a huge amount of change in that really.
Yeah.
Like I think
not too much. I mean, Gasly's moved up 2 places.
So yeah, his work begins to sort of get up in those places.
Yeah,
Leclerc really needs to pull out so he's not within the DRS of, because if Max can open the DRS on Charles in a couple of laps time,
now, yeah,
there's not really on that long straight. There's not really anything.
Just under 6 tenths.
To be fair, I think it's one of those things where you've got so much time, you might as well just bide your time.
Yeah, that's what Verstappen to do. Just keep behind him, keeping DRS range. But there's already a bit of a gap between Verstappen and Perez.
About a second, isn't it?
Yeah, Sainz is sort of
over a second from Perez, so he won't have the DRS either. Okay, but it's
relatively calm start for Baku. Like no huge incident. We haven't seen a replay of that incident yet between Piastri and I presume it was Albon he must have hit, and maybe Magnus on the inside.
Yeah, it's relatively calm so far. So far, so good.
Yeah, look, as a Ferrari fan, I'd take that at the beginning. To not get done in the first corner, I'd like a bigger distance between him and Max because we know he's so vicious. But at the minute,
not looking too bad down that straight.
But yeah, it's just once that DRS opens. I mean, he's
closing,
isn't he?
Yeah, well now this lap.
So this lap's got DRS.
Yeah, that's going to be a problem.
It's all good till it's not.
The Red Bull car is just so well designed, like the aerodynamics of it, that their DRS system works better than anybody else's because he's already poking
He's having a sniff. He's having a sniff.
God, he's going to do it, isn't he?
Well, DRS is now enabled anyway, so hold on to it as long as you can. So hold on to it for that long.
It's just how well can Leclerc defend, really. So as we see a replay of the start.
Yeah, maybe we'll see that incident that caused that very quick yellow flag.
Yeah, but yeah, like I said, it was very, not relaxed, but like very calm opening. No one sort of came anywhere near each other. Yeah,
Magnussen did a lovely job at the back, taking out and gaining those places. I think it's 3 places he's gone up.
It is incredibly tight when you look at it, especially from this angle as well.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Would you say that, obviously we know that Monaco is like a crazy track, but how different is this to their Monaco as well?
I think the difference is you've got some areas that are very tight, but then you've also got areas like you can overtake. So those big long straights, you just don't get that in Monaco. So whereas Monaco is like all the time really, like quite tight, maybe Baku gets tighter at certain points as we see Albon hit the rear left of Piastri. But yeah, I think at least with Baku you've got some areas, like some relief areas where you can sort of go past someone not stuck behind them all day.
I'm not into Monaco. I think the cars, in the old days when the cars were small,
they're
great, but the cars are
massive,
like almost twice the size they were in width. Of course you can't overtake. So it's just a race
Monaco,
on Saturday.
It's essentially whoever wins qualifying.
Almost, I mean, except Leclerc last year. Oh, God.
Unless something major happens.
Verstappen's done him.
There he is.
That was easy, wasn't it?
He said good morning.
So easy.
He fooled you. He fooled you there. He made you think he wasn't.
In that. That wasn't. Oh yeah, I think Perez is shortly going to do the similar as
4 laps. That's what it took. Lewis Hamilton has just set the fastest lap time though.
And it looks like Perez is going to do the same.
But of course, Leclerc's also got DRS to Max now.
Yeah, that's true. He will be able to open up.
Oh, that's what you love.
Come on.
Red Bull sandwich. That's what you love. Yeah, it's only a matter of time since until Perez does.
No, it's not. Come on.
I mean,
Well, at the moment we've got a Red Bull, a Ferrari, a Red Bull, a Ferrari. So
Yeah.
the only saving grace for Leclerc at the moment is he's close enough to get the DRS
Yeah.
to Max, so he can use that to sort of defend against Perez.
Yeah.
It's just when Max
If
presumably
Max
puts his
pulls
foot
away,
down,
yeah.
which he's almost doing already.
But he will have the DRS. Yeah, come on.
So yeah, Max needs to use this bit in between the DRS zones to sort of
To
really
pull away,
get
yeah.
a gap, which he is doing. So
Oh, he is. He's about to.
Yeah.
He's
So yeah, he's
there
now-
it is.
Stroll's done
race.
really well to
Damn.
gain the places he has. It's now it's
yeah.
now Aston 6th and 7th. So
that is true.
They've done very well.
They have done.
that is very, very well to do that. George Russell is up to 9th. Sonoda has dropped to 10th. No change. Actually, no, that's a lie. Norris has dropped one
Get
place.
your foot down. Get your foot down,
but,
Leclerc. Come on.
You know, the Williams holding out strong as well.
Yeah,
Where are
like,
they?
yeah,
12, 14.
That
Holding
little
their
accident
place.
didn't seem to have. I mean, I wonder how much damage that whatever bit of car they've lost has caused, but they seem to be okay if they're still out there.
We have got a battle for second going on at the moment with Charles Leclerc and Sergio Perez. Okay, let's have a look at qualifying 2. Sainz went straight on at turn 3 but reversed back onto the track and continued. Russell, he was out in Q2. He missed the top 10 by 0.004 of a second,
Yeah,
which
that's
is
harsh.
wild.
Yeah. Yeah, that is very harsh. Like, not a great day for Mercedes then. But I think he was that off his teammate now. So even if he got to get in, he would have knocked Hamilton out. So yeah, they just didn't seem to have the pace really. Like, I think Hamilton's done quite well so far this race to sort of keep that P5 spot. I mean, he seems to be.
And he's on the back of Sainz as well.
Yeah, I
Big
think
time.
the fact that Sainz isn't that quick has sort of helped him. Like, yeah, Sainz is already almost 2 seconds behind Perez. So
He has said he's been struggling a little bit with the car. He didn't say that he was in Australia, but he said this week that
Yeah,
he's been struggling with the car.
Well, the results say that, don't they?
yeah, I
really?
mean, how much can you struggle before it's like your fault? Like, if Leclerc's putting it on pole twice, like, and you're struggling to catch the top 3, then yeah.
Well, you would argue that technically he could have probably got a podium in Australia.
Well, yeah, very controversial. I think he deserved at least points on that race. I think he got mugged off by that decision. 5-second penalty, drop you from 4th to 12th is a joke. Like, that never happened in any other racing condition. So
No.
I disagree with that.
Absolutely.
Right. So yeah, I just saw on the broadcast they said that Carlos Sainz is being a cork in the bottle, is the phrase they use. So like
Cork in the
they're
bottle.
sort of keeping the rest behind really. So Sainz is sort of gatekeeping the top 3, like, not letting anyone else in.
Doing a good job there. Doing a
Yeah.
good job of defending.
How far off is... he's going to be out the DRS, isn't he?
Yeah, Verstappen looks gone.
Oh,
so
yeah.
That'd be the last we see of Verstappen's
that's over.
broadcast. Yeah.
Let it go.
I mean, there could be a red flag.
I
I
don't-
mean,
No,
that's
unless
sort
there's a red flag or a lot
that's
of
sort of-
crashes. but let
that's
it
sort
go.
of what every non-Red Bull fan sort of hoping for is a red flag.
Yeah. Or even a safety, just to bunch it up a bit, you know?
Yeah.
But even so, even if you did get back in front,
Uh-oh.
Here comes Perez.
And that's a Red Bull 1-2.
there we go. That's my goal.
Ease
Try well
past
to
him.
defend there now. Lovely stuff. It is a Red Bull 1-2.
Lovely stuff.
Verstappen, Perez in first and second. Third and fourth are the Ferraris in Leclerc and Sainz.
Oh, Gasly's in the pit.
Hamilton.
Gasly's in the pit for some reason.
Gasly's in the pit. Number 5 is Hamilton. 6th and 7th are the Aston Martins. 8th is a McLaren with Lando Norris. 9, George Russell. And 10th is Yuki Tsunoda. That's how the top 10 look currently. I mean, look, Joe, you have to think about it. What can you do?
Changed.
And look how much quicker it is.
Yeah,
It's like
breezes by.
It looks like it's about 15 miles an hour quicker with that DRS open. It's insane.
I'm happy for him. Come on, Perez. Let's.
I'd like to see those two fight now.
see
I'd love
something.
to see the Red Bulls let them fight against each other, because it'd be really interesting to see
Maybe they will.
on a street circuit how Perez does against Verstappen. I think
Well,
that'd be
one
really
of those
interesting to see.
things that even if they don't want them to fight, let's say that race orders are given that you can't fight, but if it's very, very close towards the end,
Yes.
and if it's Perez who's behind, why not? Why not do it?
Speaking of, I think they just said on the Aston Martin radio to Stroll that Fernando's not attacking. So I don't know if that means he's not attacking Hamilton, or if he won't attack Stroll coming by. So maybe Aston Martin try and use like a DRS slingshot, so one goes ahead, the other one uses DRS, sort of catch up that way.
Whatever.
Because they're really looking at constructors. They're not going to win at drivers, but they're looking to get as high up the constructors as possible. So using both of those cars would be very sensible.
Yeah.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Exactly.
In
Especially if we finished P7
particular-
last year.
Yeah, in this particular instant. Kazi said it would realistically be P1 Verstappen, P2 Perez, P3 Leclerc.
Well, they're
what I
doing
put.
well. Yeah.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
so far you're doing
I agree
well.
with
Make
you.
sure you enter the competition though. Yeah, Harry said, let's hope Leclerc won't recreate his I am stupid moment.
Yeah.
No, but he has already dropped down to third. Not quite the same. Knuckles said, if Max doesn't get
All Bottas
get in
the
front,
pits.
get Charles Leclerc on the first lap, he will wait till DRS opens and eat him as long as Perez breaks the gap. That's exactly what did kind of occur. Kazi said, I probably missed it, but did Tsunoda get in trouble for coming back out onto the grid with a damaged car?
Guess the pit time.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, they got.
Oh, we missed the pit.
3.7. Damn it.
Oh,
Right,
I did.
we missed that one. Next time.
Too quick.
Too quick, that pit.
I'm not
quick.
sure. Are they just swapping over to hards and just sort of hoping to get to the end? Like this seems quite early for a pit.
That was
stop.
very early,
Yeah,
yeah.
like Gasly came in even earlier. So
So who's that? Gasly and Bottas.
Bottas
already
and
done
Gasly
it.
have both come in, and now they're both on the hards now. And I think they both started on the mediums. So that's
Must have done, yeah.
that's how many laps that my maths is terrible.
7 laps, so
40,
Yeah, 40,
44,
45,
40, somewhere around the
45
40 mark.
Somewhere around that. Perez just set the fastest lap time as well on that one. We can kind of see on board with Charles Leclerc too. Matisse, he is in the comments. Good morning, Matisse.
Hey.
He says Joe is sweating.
It's a warm day in London.
Oh, mate.
It is a warm day in
Honestly,
London.
man, like, for real.
Yeah. Richard said, how did Russell fall back so quickly? He didn't actually. He's gone
that's
up.
harsh.
He's gone up.
He's back into ninth, started 11th, so he's
Yeah.
gone up 2. I think he probably benefited from that touch. of
Maybe,
the-
yeah. Managed to stay away from it.
Yeah.
I'm Blue Dabba Dee Dabba Die. I love that name. Said Red Bull Racing are on easy mode and they're still beating Ferrari.
Yeah.
We have run a poll so far. Who wins the Azerbaijan Grand Prix? We've got Max Verstappen in 44%, Charles
Wow.
Leclerc 37%, Sergio
Hamilton's
Perez 16%, and in 1% it's Carlos Sainz.
Yeah!
Back in Sainz, P3.
Didn't see you vote. How'd you do that?
P3. He says Lewis is coming. Just wait for it.
Pit.
Oh,
Pit,
I
pit,
haven't got my
pit.
board.
Ah, we're doing a pit.
Who is
Okay.
it? Albon. right,
watch
come
it.
on.
That looks quick.
Okay.
2.7. Okay.
2.9.
Oh, so close.
I thought that was
Give me a break.
one. Okay, right, we rub it out. We go again as soon as someone else picks.
Should be the best part of the race now.
Yeah, this
Now
will
that
be the best
Verstappen's
part.
gone the distance.
Sam, what is the strategy with them all pitting so early on?
To be honest, I'm not entirely sure. In my head, this is quite early on, like to stop. I mean, surely those medium tyres aren't destroyed already. And if you were planning on doing that, why wouldn't you have started on the soft and sort of really made the most of those first few laps? But they must have a reason. Like maybe that's some damp. I can't remember Gasly or Bottas being in any
That's
kind of
three of the guys
scrap.
come in though, so it must be a
Albon
decision.
might make a bit more sense. But they didn't change any of his car because he did have that contact, so maybe his tyres were a bit shredded from that. But yeah, it just seemed odd that they pitted just so early.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Unless it's it's the gamble of getting track position if there's a flag of some sort, I guess.
but
It's very early on. We're not even 10 laps in.
yeah, I think that's just very early for.
It's a bit like, why would you even start on the other tyres?
Yeah, like
Competition.
why you not start on the soft? Used to make the most of
I
the
think
quickest
Gasly
tyre.
pitted on like 4 laps.
Yeah, he's very, very early, and that's a long time to run. Especially for someone like Gasly, you sort of expect him to sort of try and get the most of the
Should we go
cars.
to production?
Yep, let's go, Coylin.
So just a bit of news for you guys regarding Alonso and Aston Martin. He's been on the team radio and the team has said that Stroll isn't going to attack him because he's after Hamilton in 5th. Alonso basically just said if he wants to try, go ahead, that he's pretty sure with the tyres graining that they'll catch Hamilton eventually.
Okay.
Wow.
Come with the king, you
like
best
it.
not miss from
Yeah.
from Alonso.
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
Oh, there's
yeah.
more pits. There's more pits.
Come on.
Right.
Oh, we can
That's
see
We
more
can't
it.
see it there. I can't guess it.
Okay.
Piastri
So
with
yeah.
a 3,
Needs to be-
Sonoda with a 2.5.
There's obviously a strategy that everyone is.
Logan
There's
Sargent.
been a lot of
Sargent with a
pits there.
2.8.
No,
Yeah,
you
we can't even-
you can't write
can't
that. Cheek of that.
That was just complete guess.
Got it!
Yeah.
Does that count?
No.
No.
What do you mean? It does not count.
How does that not
You
count?
weren't technically
guessed.
playing
I
that
can't
one.
believe it! Oh, mate. No, what?
That does not count.
No.
What? I
You might as
can't
well say, like,
believe
oh.
this.
Just based on what Coylin said, in terms, are we having another one? Are we having another pit now?
I can't believe
It has
it.
to be on the screen.
Yeah, it does have to be on
Yeah.
the screen. It does. It does have to be on the screen. Basil McCoy said, I mean, they've obviously got a strategy. Why do they seem to think that Hamilton is just going to bottle this?
I think it's just down to the tyres. He seemed to think that they have the quicker pace, so if they just don't push it too much, that Hamilton's... I'm guessing they're thinking Hamilton's putting more in to stay this far ahead, and his tyres will
No
go.
one rates Mercedes these days, do
Yeah,
they?
but I mean, Hamilton's quite good at getting his tyres to last a long time. There's always those famous lines as Bono, my tyres are gone, and then he goes for another 30 laps on the same pair, and he's fine. But yeah.
Follow my tyres are gone.
Okay,
Hamilton's coming in.
Hamilton's been told a box.
A lot of people boxing so early. That's really. It must be. It must be tire deg or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, here we go.
Perez is gaining on Max Verstappen.
I can't believe you took away my
didn't
Sonoma
count.
2.8.
Okay, are you ready?
Was it? I can't remember.
2.6.
Slow.
2.9.
3-1.
2.9.
Oh, let's go!
Get in.
Played.
Not bad at all.
Oh,
What did
mate.
you have?
It's fine.
3. You had 3, Joe.
I even wrote his name. I had time. I was so cocky.
That's so good.
I had 2.9.
I'm going home. See you later.
Yeah.
So you need.
I need
I don't know. You need like a. Yeah.
I put a
Yeah, we
tally
do
of
really
1
need to get a
in the
scoreboard
corner.
for this.
That was
we really do.
Thank you. That's why I get
Really
paid the
good.
big bucks.
Oh, yellow flag.
Yellow flag.
We've got a yellow
Okay.
flag in sector 1. I haven't got any visuals on it at the minute.
It's Magnussen. He's
Okay,
dropping
green
like a
flag. It's
stone.
Magnussen. He's obviously gone off or
He's
something.
all right though. He's fallen a bit, but into 13th.
Okay,
so.
quick yellow flag turns to green. What are these flags are going very quickly today.
Yeah,
I've seen this
it's just
before.
a bit of like warning. Maybe a driver's like not where you expect him to be, and if he can.
Oh, yellow flag sector
now
1 and 2.
De Vries is going.
So there's something here.
De Vries probably just driven into a wall.
There is something.
still
De
they're not
Vries
showing
is
it, though.
dropping like a stone.
Oh, there's
yes,
something.
there he
Yeah,
is.
he's
there he
completely
is.
off. Can he get the cart out?
Where is that? Sector
He's
1 and
struggling,
2.
isn't he?
So
The
sort
car
of-
is on the
that
lap.
Turn 8.
Yeah, it's on the
That's a
track.
weird way
The
to
car-
face. He's facing completely opposite direction where he's supposed to be.
The car is
So
on
Max coming in.
All right, yeah, they're all going to come in, I think, now.
Okay.
Use this moment to.
Oh no, who's that staying out? Is that Perez?
It must be Perez staying out.
So this could be big if
Yeah.
Max comes in and they bring out a safety car. That's really going to not help Max.
Yeah, not at all. Let's see what they
Red Bull
do
are
here.
quick.
Okay, ready?
2.2.
I had 2.2.
2-3.
God, how's that 2.9?
I had that last time, and I thought that looked way quicker.
That did look quick. I think there's the Red Bull expectation of it. It should be quick.
Yeah.
Nick De
That
Vries
looked
is still
very
in the
slow.
car.
Oh, I've just realised it's actually had a rubber on it rather than me doing it
Yeah,
with my
it's the top
hands.
of the pen.
Oh, safety car!
Safety
Safety
car.
car.
Oh wow, so that's really
That
not
is
been well
not-
for Max.
That is
No.
massive for Ferrari. Let's go!
That's an interesting strategy I've just seen from
From Red Bull,
from
yeah.
Red Bull.
What were they
because
doing?
From Red Bull's sister
I don't
team
know
as well.
because if you saw it,
Yeah, you'd think-
when you look at the crash, half the car was technically still sticking out into the track.
Yeah.
So based on that, you would think that would be a safety car anyway.
Or
Would
you
you
think
not?
we'll just give it one more lap
Yeah,
on his
just
tyres
leave
to
it.
see
There's-
what happens.
There's no need to
That was
risk
a
Yeah,
very-
he's stuck there.
I think
Why
Max
is he-
will not
I don't
be
know
happy.
why he started. Just can't get in
about
reverse.
Max is going to be fuming.
Listen,
I mean,
Yeah.
don't get me wrong. I fully back Max to make it back up that grid.
Yeah.
But I think that's interesting. Now he has to get past George Russell,
But it's just
Stroll,
yeah, like,
Alonso.
I just like
But
you said, I
then
don't know
again-
why they would have
Look
done
Look at
that.
Hamilton. They've done.
So now Perez is
Perez
like,
is
this
coming in
the-
for a box.
This is the smart thing.
yeah, so Perez, this is, wow, this is crazy.
Maybe they wanted to keep this interesting.
And Sainz is coming in as well. So they're all going to come in under this
God,
safety car
there's
now.
gonna be too many.
Okay.
Why are they all sitting
right.
there?
I was
It
gonna say
it must be Leclerc's.
No,
Right. We're gonna, what we're doing, Perez, or we're
Sounds
doing
been told
thingy?
come in, but
And they're all just sitting
Oh,
down.
is it a fake? No. What's going
What's-
on? Oh, I think
what?
they're just maybe they're ready, but the car's
okay, they're keeping the
making
tyres
its way
hot.
around. Okay.
Okay.
But yeah,
I've
that's,
done them
that's I suppose the only thing for Verstappen you could say that at least if everyone has pits in front of him, he's not exactly got old tyres. Like his tyres are fairly new. But
I
it's
can't
whether he
believe
can get round.
that about Verstappen. I mean, that's
Yeah, that
that's,
seems odd from Red
It's
Bull.
very,
to do
very
that.
odd.
It's
from a
very
Red Bull
Ferrari.
stamp.
Yeah,
It's-
here come Ferrari.
Here's
Running
a
out.
Ferrari.
sort of thing Ferrari would do, but actually Ferrari have
Get
had
your
absolute
predictions
touch
in.
here.
I've got both. I'm going for both.
Okay, I'm doing both as well.
There's
Get your
the
predictions
safety
in.
car.
Come on, show us these pit stops.
All right. It's getting tense in here.
Okay, here we go.
Challenges.
All right, here comes.
So we're not looking at the
Perez.
Perez one, we're only looking. Whoa!
thought
That was
so.
close.
Oh, we didn't
At
skip
the Sainz one,
Oh.
2.4.
2.6.
Oh, he's got two.
What the hell?
This is out of
Oh my
order.
god, mate, fair.
Thank you.
Actually,
don't
that was
think I know
Leclerc,
how
to
to
be
count.
fair, not science.
Oh, but there's the one I
still.
saw.
Still.
There's the one I
yeah,
saw.
it's fine.
I don't think I know how to count.
Mate, that was. I can't believe
I'm
that.
like a actual digital
Right, we're going
clock.
to see another one.
Stroll-
Right, let's do Alonso.
It's Alonso that was
So Stroll's
4.7.
coming in. Is this Stroll?
Slow, 3-1.
I wasn't ready.
3.5.
I wasn't ready for it.
Slow today.
I was
on
basking in
the
my
pit
glory.
stops.
They went for a double stack there, didn't they?
Yes, they did. Right, anyway, we are coming back
it.
out.
So,
You got
it's
two.
2 in a row. That's not 2 in a row. 2 out of 3.
That's to be fair,
Meatloaf's
that is
favourite.
proper. So, Verstappen
Right, De Vries
is.
is out.
He's into 3rd now, so it's not great, but it's not terminal.
I mean, come on. He literally went down to 7th for what, all of like 1 lap.
Yeah,
That
but
must
just
be because of the people
the pit.
pitting.
Yeah, he managed to get round, but not enough to get back into the lead.
Not
No.
enough, but all he has to do is get down a straight with Charles Leclerc. It's going to be the same
Yeah.
thing again. And then it's going to
Bit
be
of interest in
interesting.
that.
And I tell you why it's interesting, because currently Sergio Perez is leading
car's
this
still on
race. Sergio Perez is leading this race. So now we are really going to see a battle,
Yeah,
because
100%.
there is no way Max Verstappen, if he's told to stay behind Perez, that he's going to do that.
I don't
There's
think
no
they'll do that
possibility.
here. Yeah, it's too early in the race for them to say that.
Yeah, you can't
But
be given
have
team
we heard
orders.
what was wrong with De Vries' car yet? Like, it's still on there. Like, it doesn't look like there's any damage. We haven't seen a replay of him hitting the wall.
No.
Don't know.
And it didn't look smashed up.
No.
So it must be, I guess, maybe it's an engine or something. We'll have a look, I guess. Hopefully they'll re-show that.
Let's see what else you guys are saying in the chats. Ayush said Ferrari is just like Arsenal. They start good, then bottle it. KHN says, come on, Perez. I'm blue, dabba-dee-dabba-die. Said, doesn't matter if it's a safety car. The Red Bulls will still pass Ferrari. They don't have the pace. Knuckle said it's over for Hamilton. Do you think it's over for the Mercedes?
To be honest, I wasn't concentrating
Oh,
what happened to him.
there we
So he
go.
just clipped the wall.
Oh,
Oh, right,
yeah,
okay.
he
So
did touch.
He clipped the wall and
His
his front
tyre.
left just went a bit wobbly.
It's just
It's
just
come
bad
off,
driving,
yeah.
unfortunately, yeah.
Like I said, I'm not De Vries' biggest fan.
Yeah, that's lazy.
Yeah.
You can't blame tiredness and 10 laps in.
Yeah.
Tough.
I half wonder if he'll make it to the end of the season, you know.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, his contract's only to the end of this season. Oh, look, George Russell trying to overtake Lance Stroll in the pits.
Is that allowed?
You can do before the entry.
Oh,
So,
I see, okay.
I mean, famously, Vettel once did it past 2 drivers, I think. He overtook
Really?
them, yeah. So, yeah, that is legally allowed. I mean, why bother, though? I just, like,
God, yeah.
Russell not paid himself for
And
glory
that was
this year,
the
is he?
one that I thought was close. So I don't know if that was an unsafe release. I'm kind of unsure. Yeah, the Charles Leclerc. This
that
is the one
yeah, 'cause
here.
he just appears
Is it an
out of nowhere,
unsafe
yeah.
release?
So this is Leclerc
Oh, he does
coming
have to
at
slap.
Perez.
He does have to slap the brakes on. I wonder if
So
they'll
that
have a
maybe
look at that.
could be a.
And that was Perez as well, who's currently race leader. So I wonder.
Yeah, and if he locked up there, he could have driven straight into Perez and in the pit lane as well.
Yeah.
So that's a dangerous place to do that.
I wonder if they'll.
That could be an investigation going on.
If they'll have a look at that.
Most likely, they do tend to have a look at absolutely everything.
Yeah.
Right, this safety car, we are nearly coming out of it, I believe.
I don't know whether.
I haven't seen De Vries' car. Yeah. I mean, I imagine they'll have to crane it off, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you expect so. Because
he's not
it's
driving-
quite hard to
driving that
wheel it
way.
off, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. So Perez, Leclerc, Verstappen in third. Yeah, I mean you're right. But the guys in the chat saying that Verstappen will have that DRS when they open back up and have a look at Leclerc. You've got him. Yes, probably. But can Leclerc stay on the back of Perez when they restart?
That's the point.
And if he can keep the DRS there, then the advantage of Verstappen is nowhere near as strong. If both cars have the DRS, I don't think it won't be anyway as easy for Verstappen.
Okay, that safety car is ending.
So yeah, Bottas has weirdly come in for a second stop. So
What is
I don't
going on?
know, he's
What is
dead
going
last,
on
other than De Vries.
today?
But yeah, he's already
10
stopped
seconds
twice,
behind.
and it's the lap 13. So yeah, I don't know what's going on there.
I'm not sure what the Alfa Romeo strategy is today,
Yeah.
other than just keep changing tyres.
Yeah, let's get him in one more time.
It's like Norris in the first race of the season. He came in 6 times.
7-1. Just get some practice in for the older pit lane.
Okay, Perez has set the fastest lap as we come out of that. It is Perez, Leclerc, Verstappen, Sainz and Alonso in 5th. Hamilton is now 10th.
Oh wow, I don't know what
which is
happened
a
then.
very
Wow.
big
Well, did he come in
Did
and
he
pit
double
before?
stack? Maybe.
Yeah,
He came in a pit, yeah, that's
I think he
right,
came
yeah,
in
yeah.
Before,
before
so
the
he lost.
safety car.
He lost. They just
Yeah.
came in at the
Oh
worst
wow,
time.
that's bad timing.
Just before the
10th.
safety
Oh
car.
man.
Russell's done well though, and he's moved up to 6th, so he's split the Astons.
Yeah, he's done
Yeah.
brilliant.
Yeah, that's fortunate for him.
Really, really well.
And oh,
So
what
yeah,
the hell?
green
Ocon, who
flag.
started from the pit, is 8th.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that is
What's
a
that?
pretty
He started in the pit lane. Oh, we got green flag. So here we go. We're going to go
So,
racing again.
Yeah,
Perez is keeping them at
racing.
bay.
Wow, they're back. They're
gets that
bunched
line.
up. These 4.
So yeah, Perez is just going to hold them back, and then he goes.
There we
Okay,
go.
we're off. Push, push, push. We're not going to have DRS straight away. Is it 3 laps again? You wait.
Ooh, good question. I don't
think-
think so. I could be wrong.
Oh, Leclerc having a look. Verstappen's got the inside. Not going to get him there.
Oh!
Was there a touch on the wall?
Oh, sorry, that was actually the shadow of a drone flying over. I thought that was a front wing coming off, but it was a drone.
No, we don't. We want to be racing. You know,
Stroll's done Russell already.
brilliant.
Oh wow.
Really good from the Aston
And
Martins.
Verstappen having a look again on the inside.
Hamilton is up
Wow.
to.
He's done it.
He's done. Oh my god.
Oh,
Already.
there he is.
But yeah, I think the race now is Perez v Verstappen.
He didn't even have the DRS and he got him.
Don't
Yeah.
need to.
Ridiculous. Oh, Aston's just
Oh my
squeezed in front
God.
of signs there.
Yeah, Alonso's just done so. I mean,
Alonso
what
has done signs.
2 corners, man, and
Wow.
my race is
They've
over.
got a brilliant strategy. Your race is not over. Charles Leclerc is still in 3rd. Even if you get a
Piastri's
podium
dropping.
today.
Yeah, but he started in 1st.
Yeah, but you can't look. When you're coming up. You're coming up
So
against
depressed.
a car in a Red Bull that is. I'm sorry, but it's unstoppable at this moment in time. These things happen. You know, it's no different to how Mercedes of the past.
So Ocon and Hulkenberg both gone up 10 places.
They both started in the pit,
It's
and
unbelievable.
they're in the points, both
Yeah.
of them. That's
They are
mad.
not-
So do they not pit under the safety car? I'm thinking.
It must be some kind of position.
Yeah. Oh well, they
thing that-
started on hards, didn't they? They were
Yeah.
so maybe they've now got old tyres, so maybe they're banking on
Another one.
maybe or just sort
You
of
probably. I mean, at that, if you're starting from the pit lane, you've got to gamble. 100%.
yeah, get track position.
Yeah.
But McLaren, though, they have dropped to 11th and 13th. So
Yeah. So
not
yeah.
brilliant for Lando.
But I think they'll be thinking, okay, so the guys ahead of us haven't pitted, so at one point they will do, and they'll jump up. So really, you could say that Norris is sort of 9th, then Piastri's 11th, if you've been optimistic.
I don't know how Verstappen did Leclerc so
Yeah, it was
easily.
just breezed by him, didn't he? There's a bit of a gap now between him and
Yeah,
Perez.
and he's
so-
out the DRS.
Yeah.
So
But I'm thinking for the battle for the win here, like Perez is a second and a half off in.
yeah, I mean
That's the interesting
I really hope we see some decent racing between them.
Hamilton has shot up to 7th now, so
And done Russell.
he's
what?
had a bit of a
Yeah.
tear.
it's all going on at Mercedes today.
A lot of teammates overtaking teammates so far.
I like that though. That's good.
Yeah.
I don't like it when they just play the. Oh, we're just going to take take a solid 6th,
Yeah.
7th, and we'll take those points. You think, no, it's a race.
Well, the strategy that Aston Martin have deployed today is clearly working. They were only 15 in, but you know it was kind of like slowly does it and get Lance Stroll up to kind of where Alonso
This
was.
is that
wasn't it?
very
Restart.
comfortable over. I mean, he's right
It's
on the back of
ridiculous.
him. It's just unbelievable.
Brave inside. Like, it's funny that he's on the inside compared to what happened yesterday.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think compared to yesterday, he quite clearly had that corner. Yeah, that's just no problem. But yeah, we've seen Alonso as well. He obviously did
Alonso,
well to
who's
get
done
Sainz.
Sainz here. I think Sainz wasn't even.
Maybe Sainz was trying not to get in Leclerc's way, and then he sort of got gobbled up.
Oh dear.
Ooh,
Oh, that's
right,
so
yeah.
That's a
bad.
bold move.
Oh, that is so poor.
See the Aston
Brilliant though
Martins.
from Alonso.
Great.
Yeah,
timing.
Brilliant from
lovely
Alonso.
that.
I
Seen
think
Hamilton here as well. I think that's overtaken Russell. Ooh, Russell didn't leave him a load of room there, did he?
No.
All right, so Russell's apologised to his team
Yeah.
for some kind of start, a bad start.
A bad restart.
A four-letter restart.
I mean, what must he be thinking, Fred Vasseur, from a Ferrari standpoint?
I think if Fred's being realistic, like he probably accepted that he weren't going to beat the Red Bulls over the race. So like,
Yeah.
the job now is to keep Alonso behind Leclerc. I mean, it's not great for Sainz, is it? The fact that he's now 5th. Like, it would have been good for Leclerc if Sainz could have sort of been a buffer between
Yeah.
the podiums and everyone else. But I mean, Sainz isn't out of it, is he? He's got.
No, he's in the DRS when that
DRS,
reopens, which will
Just whether
be
that's the
fairly
pace.
soon.
But yeah,
And
Alonso's
Alonso
sort
is
of
a
closing
lion.
in.
Like Alonso will fight him.
Yeah, and he's closing in on Leclerc here. He could be under a second soon. But yeah, those Red Bulls are just going to disappear off into the sunset.
Lovely stuff. Carsey says there's no beating Verstappen, going to need to start hiring other drivers to crash into him to stop him. I'm Blue said he's not attacking Fernando, so Fernando won't lose time defending. People actually thought Ferrari were going to win. Lol.
Ouch.
That's harsh.
Thanks.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Don't show the other side of your board.
Yeah.
It's harsh, really.
Oh God.
He also said the front wheels are always pointing opposite ways. Stuart's message De Vries wheels facing different directions. Was that a broken suspension?
Could be, yeah, it looked pretty nasty. But yeah, it was just such an innocent tap, and I just sort of
It just
sheared that wheel
snapped
off.
something, didn't it?
Yeah. But yeah, I think more bad news to De Vries, who hasn't exactly covered himself in glory yet.
No.
I think he's one of 2 drivers without a point currently.
Ouch.
Yeah, I can't remember who the other one is, but maybe Logan Sargent.
Yeah, quite possibly.
Yeah, but yeah.
Quite
not
possibly.
a great start.
Alvin said, come on, Nick, what was that? Lewis is so unlucky with safety cars, even last season. RIP Leclerc, that Ferrari has absolutely no chance.
Yeah.
Stroll here. Oh,
Oh,
had a little dink on the wall.
there's something wrong with
Oh,
his
wow, what's
tyres.
that?
He's
Is
gonna
that-
have to go. He's gonna have to box for sure.
Or is that a bit of the wall?
He hit the wall.
Quite.
Yeah, he's got something
That's
flipping
exactly
around
where
his-
De Vries did it as well.
Yeah.
Exactly the same place.
I'm just wondering if that's a bit of the wall on his wheel or if that's a bit of his own car. Because if it's the wall, you're fine. You sort of just hope it falls off. But if it's a bit of your front wing.
He seems to think he hit the wall.
Yeah,
I'm
but
not
I'm
sure.
saying is when he came away from the wall, there was a bit of
Yeah.
something flipping around his wheel. So is that a bit like paint or...
Yellow flag, green
Go
flag.
again.
It's like that. What was that thing that we used to watch? This Korean program. There was like red
Squid
light.
Game.
Oh,
green-
Squid
Yeah.
Game. Yeah,
red
yeah,
flag,
yeah.
yellow flag, green flag.
Yeah, except you don't get shot in F1.
Yeah,
like
except,
you do in
except
Squid
for
Game.
that. Except for that. Where is our next race coming up after this?
Miami, week today.
Miami.
Yeah.
Also, my
Evening.
birthday.
Hey, that was
Sunday,
fun.
Sunday night, all of us together.
Yeah.
Back
Yeah,
in the day.
8:30 p.m.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, we'll get a few tinnies in.
Yeah, from 8:30.
Because it is a bank. Whoa, it's a bank holiday, isn't it?
We've got a lot of bank
for
holidays.
It's the old
Yeah.
King stuff.
So you got the Monday off.
Well, he's ruined my birthday because I can't go anywhere. So.
Wait, it's your birthday what, next Sunday or next
Yeah,
Monday?
week today.
Wow, so
yeah.
we actually get to... were you here with us?
I don't know. we can discuss off air.
He's like, no. He's like, ideally not. Yeah, it is Miami coming up next week. That is an evening race. I'm quite looking forward to an evening
Yeah.
race.
It's better than the
one
early
yet.
morning
No, we
ones.
haven't.
No.
We've had the very early morning.
Yeah,
We've
the
now
Australia,
got the
yeah.
evening, which will be nice.
Yeah, that will be.
Which will be really, really nice.
You say that, but when it hits midnight, you're like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
God, it's a red flag at
That's
like
really
half
good.
11. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, for
Yeah, literally the last lap and it goes through a red flag.
yeah.
That's would not put it past them, especially in America as well.
Look at that gap, 4 seconds off Leclerc to Verstappen already. Like, just gone.
Yeah.
We haven't heard about that Perez release yet, though, have we? So
No,
I
nothing.
wonder if someone's going to come out of that because it did look pretty unsafe.
Are they actually investigating it?
They haven't said anything yet,
Haven't
but I don't
said.
see how they can't. Like, at least an investigation. Like, you saw Leclerc slam on the brakes.
Yeah, I mean, he
Yeah, he had to
almost
slow
locked
down,
up. Like,
yeah. Here's
Here's
Magnussen behind
Magnussen.
someone.
a nice, clean move.
God, these driving
Oh,
views
was
just
it a
really
clean
make
move? Did he? No, it wasn't a clean move.
bit scrappy. He got the corner and then he sort of lost it.
No, not at all. Yeah.
Bit of a
Does he
Tokyo
does
drift
he touch
there.
the wall?
I think he just misses it. Oh, what driving!
Oh, just.
Wow, that's lucky. Clean
Get
move.
that, get on the clean
Not
move.
clean move.
Get that on Fast and Furious.
Not too bad. He is, however, in 17th. Big drop off though from the Williams, who I think Albon was in 12th, wasn't he? That he's now 14th. Logan Sargent is in 18th. Valtteri Bottas is still back of the grid in 19th,
His own
despite
race.
changing his tyres literally
Yeah.
10 times. 10 times. So
Yeah, I'm so impressed with Ocon and Hulkenberg starting in the pit and going 9th. 10th. We know they're probably due a pit stop, but you just don't know what's going to happen here. People keep clipping us twice on the same corner. Guys have clipped it. I wonder if we'll see more of that. And that's not even really in racing. That's just going around the track. They're not they're not in, sort of under pressure. So it's obviously yet to pit.
yeah,
with Hulkenberg.
Coylem, we have some news.
Yeah, just to answer you about that pit lane incident between Perez and the Ferrari. It was looked up by the FIA, but no further investigation.
Oh, okay.
Lovely stuff.
Blimey.
We don't want any investigations when it comes to Perez. I really want Perez to win this. I really, really do. I'm pretty sure Verstappen
When was
just
his
set the
last?
fastest
Singapore last year, wasn't it? His last
His last.
full race win. Am I
lap.
correct?
Who, Perez?
Yeah, I think so.
No, he won one
Oh, sorry, you won.
Yeah.
2 weeks,
Yeah,
a
sorry.
month ago, two
I
races
forget.
ago.
Short memory.
Was it Jeddah?
Saudi Arabia. He won Saudi
Yeah,
Arabia.
he won
Yeah.
Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
Purely for the fact that I really want to see how this plays out today with having Verstappen second and Perez first. And, you know, there's only, I think, 13 points that's separating them in terms of the drivers. So at this point, why would you favour Verstappen if Perez didn't run?
Yeah.
No,
Obviously
I want to
from
see
a-
him race, 100%.
Yeah, there's a
From
long
a
way to go as
Verstappen.
well. What have we got? Just, I'm terrible at maths. I've got to stop setting myself up for math questions.
30 laps.
31 laps,
31
yeah. So that's a long
laps
way
to
to go.
go.
Not halfway yet.
31 laps to go.
And it will be interesting because it's a street circuit. Perez loves them, but Verstappen is a quicker driver, so that will be really,
He's Ocon.
really interesting.
I still think
God,
they
he-
will always favour Verstappen.
I think so too.
I think
but
so.
Yeah,
They
wouldn't
shouldn't.
say it in
I agree,
public.
they shouldn't.
But
should.
oh
I've
my
seen a few
God, he's
drivers
close.
understeering almost into the wall. Like, it's famously the corner I do terrible on the game. I always drive into it.
Man, my
Yes.
worst is the Japanese where you got to do
Oh,
the
yeah, I
S-bends.
just give up.
Oh man, I'm so bad.
I'm just bad at all of them. I really am. But I am looking forward to when we get to go-karting.
Yeah.
I am looking forward to doing that, for sure, whenever that does happen. I'm Blue says, how was Russell allowed to overtake in the pit lane without any consequences?
Oh, that's why.
Well, I think that with that one, he overtook before they officially got to the pit lane. So I think you are allowed to do that. There's a famous example of Vettel. I can't remember what race it was, but a few years ago, Vettel overtook 2 drivers on the way into the pits.
that's crazy.
Yeah, so like you can sort of get in that as long as you're under the speed limit by the time you hit the
Oh, we've got a
line.
move here.
Is it a bit like
It's Hamilton on Stroll this.
No, I mean, I mean, Stroll probably wasn't pleased that.
Oh, great overtake by Hamilton.
So yeah, Mercedes got a bit of pace,
Really
didn't
good. He'll be absolutely buzzing with that.
Yeah, a little
Great
bit of
overtake
class
on
there.
Stroll. And he'll be hunting. He'll be hunting
they?
signs for
Sainz,
sure.
yeah,
He'll have his
Sainz
eyes
is
set.
nowhere again.
His eyes just sort of bobbling along down the track. Like, come on, man.
What would you like to see from Carlos Sainz, Joe?
Better.
I want him to be a bit more like angry. Like, I want him to be
He
like.
was fuming after Australia.
But it's not coming through on the race, I don't think.
I
He's
think-
just like, oh, okay, if I get overtaken, oh no, that's annoying.
I think
I want to see him like.
I think he makes too many excuses. Like the amount of times, the car wasn't great. Like, well, your teammate's doing all right in it. Like,
Yeah.
you must be.
I'd like. Oh, that's maybe where Hamilton got the jump on him.
Ah,
there,
right,
'cause He
so
went,
he went a
he
bit
went a bit
wide.
wide.
Turn 16.
I don't know. I just. I really like Carlos Sainz, but this season I've been disappointed. I can't. It's very difficult to defend him. Oh my God! Everyone's sliding around
Yeah,
there.
slipping around. Yeah.
Super close.
So Verstappen's still not able to get within DRS
No.
zone of.
Perez.
I wonder if they're in his ear at all.
Yeah,
there
or
is
Verstappen's
any.
sort of playing the long game, thinking there's
Yeah.
no point if I push him, and then I've got no tyres. So
Yeah.
And to be fair, while they're so far ahead, just look at how far ahead they actually
yeah,
are.
7 seconds off Leclerc.
7 seconds.
That's Verstappen.
God, that's
That is
insane.
absolutely insane. They have built a car that is at least 7 seconds
Yeah.
off of the next car.
Yeah, I mean Leclerc's just in the distance,
Look
seeing
at
the
that.
view of the
It's just-
straight.
see
Like,
it.
it's just a dot. Yeah, that is mad.
That
Yeah,
is incredible.
We're really interested to see where Hamilton is going to, look to close down that gap on Sainz.
I'm seeing, is this Russell on someone?
Yeah,
Russell,
Russell on
Stroll now.
Stroll.
So yeah, Stroll's dropping out a bit.
Yeah, he's not having a nice race so far. Well,
Well, he was.
not
They
bad
were
race,
doing
but
so
yeah,
well.
just
In
that
terms
little
of
mistake.
strategy.
These
But,
last 2 laps, yeah.
What do you think matters more in F1? The car or the driver?
That's the
God.
grand old debate. I think,
I got to go the car, surely.
yeah, I think the car does play a lot. 'Cause obviously, but I think it's hard though. Like the car's very good, but if you don't have the right driver, they won't get the most out of it. So sort of they do play in tandem.
I think if you put Max Verstappen in the Alfa Toro, for example, he wouldn't win races there.
Oh no, yeah, like the car. You need to have a good car to
But
lose
you
with,
might,
yeah.
somebody like
Maybe like
Gaz,
60-40 car.
Well, Gasly's maybe a bad example, but for example, maybe put Hulkenberg in a Red Bull, he probably would win one race throughout the season.
Yeah, I think most people would win a race in
Yeah.
that Red Bull currently. But yeah, probably like 60-40 in favour of the car, I'd say, like these days especially. I've seen a lot of drivers get close to that wall.
Yeah. Someone's going to bin it again,
Definitely.
100%.
All right, look, that's what we should predict.
Who's going to bin it?
Who's going to put it in the
Who have
wall?
we seen it? Stroll's got close a couple of times.
Yeah, I think we could see another Stroll error.
I wouldn't be surprised if someone in the top 10, because they seem the ones that are battling each other
Yeah.
more so far.
Russell's in DRS of Stroll as well, so those guys are going to go toe to toe here.
It's not looking to be a good day for Alfa Romeo. They are 17th and 19th.
Yeah,
God.
bizarre for them. Like, I don't know what they're doing with Bottas.
I think they're just petering out until they get taken over, to be honest.
It does
with
seem
you.
a bit of a odd one. But even then, that takeover's not for a few years. Is it 2026?
I know,
This is
but-
the last year of being Alpha.
Time comes round quick, though.
Yeah.
But like we always say, we don't really spend much time talking about Alfa Romeo. There's not much to talk about.
Well, especially when they're 17th and 19th.
Yeah.
Like, they're not troubling the points this year much.
No,
not
Hulkenberg
at
is
all.
10th for the Haas. Magnussen is 16th. The Williams are still 14th and 18th. Logan Sargent, did you expect to see more of Logan Sargent? Or
Maybe
is it
this
just
race. I don't know what's led to him being that low down, but yeah, I thought this Williams car would be a bit quicker than it is currently. Like, I know that Albon had that bit of an incident early on, but yeah, I think this was a track I said was going to suit Williams, but they haven't got much out of it. I think we've got a bit of a fake grid so far, just because we've got Ocon and Hulkenberg there who haven't pitted, so they might have a great plan if they get near the end to be able to put the mediums on and sort of eat up the other drivers who had got old hards. But yeah, so they're sort of 10th and 11th at the moment, but that is with the caveat that they haven't pitted, so sort of see what happens to them later on.
They've been on the radio to Sainz, giving him a bit of a kick up the arse, I think, saying the tyres are fine, go, drive, go hunting,
Yeah.
is the words they said. So I think, but since then he's
Go
lost
hunting who?
4/10 on Alonso, so he's getting slower.
Yeah.
But yeah, they sound like they basically were saying, go on,
Yeah.
the tyres are fine, go.
It's weird because I've always felt that Ferrari have obviously been extremely competitive, but obviously for this season, I just haven't found you to be that competitive. But even in terms of drivers, I know we've had a few issues in terms of technical errors so far, but I think you actually looked far more competitive last year.
Oh yeah.
Oh, big time, 100%. Particularly in the first half of the season as well. You know, Ferrari were absolutely flying first half of the season last year, and I think there's a regression this year. Just looks like it's look, third and fifth, it's fine. But
you started first and third though.
Yeah,
First and fourth.
exactly.
Well, wherever
It's
it
not
was.
what you want.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
But then again, if you look at Mercedes, it's the same type of thing there. If you had to say on paper, who do you think is the more competitive side at the moment in terms of Ferrari or Mercedes?
I think Ferrari are quicker, but Mercedes are more competent. So like that sort of evens out over a season. Like they make better decisions. So as we see Ocon overtake Hulkenberg, so the two. I mean, you sort of expect their tyres are going to be degrading.
Yeah, what they've
soon,
done,
like,
23
yeah,
laps
it's
on
a
the
long
hard.
time.
I think they can go. I think they were saying they can go almost 2/3 of the race on the hards
Right.
in theory.
So what other teams we do now is just using Ocon and Hulkenberg's data to decide when they're if they need to pit again. Like it's great for them. They've got some fresh data just to look at how these two cars are doing because they're hanging on there. Like they're not exactly
they're not getting
tumbling
battered,
down,
are they?
Yeah, as we see Gunther Steiner.
There he is.
Your favourite
My
man?
The
favourite.
author.
What a guy.
He's got a new book out.
What a guy.
Oh yeah,
I need to read that
Yeah.
book. Things I always buy books and I never read them. I've still got Prince Harry's book that's just collecting dust. From where I opened it, read the first, I think, chapter in like February, and I've just not picked it up anymore.
I got sent one. I just immediately scrolled to like the Monaco crash, see what he said.
Yeah. Was it good, that part?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Like it was sort of what you expect. Like him and Schumacher, they didn't really get on much, did they? So.
Ross was saying I think we should look at Plan B, and saying that Stroll thinks he's really struggling with the rears.
I wonder what
Russell thinks Stroll is. So
I wonder what Plan B is.
Yeah.
do they know?
Take him. I mean, he's in DRS zone now. Is he going to have a go?
Bring in Plan B. He's thinking about. He's trying it.
Yeah, the thing, the Aston Martin is so good in the corners that it should be able to pull away a little bit from the Mercedes, even if he's
Gaz's
close
in the
early
pit
on.
again.
Oh,
I don't think we're going to see it,
We're not going
unfortunately.
to see that pit.
He's just
well,
pit.
you never know.
Go on then. You can write it down.
You won't give it to me even if I get it right.
I just don't think we'd even notice
No,
it.
we're not going to
What's
see
in the
it.
pit
I mean,
for?
we're not even going to see that one.
Nope.
There's no point. We need another good pit.
Bad race for Alpine again, for that side of the garage at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What tyres are you going to come out on then? He's on the
I
hard
think I've
again.
got Gasly in my fantasy.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
I think I might have as well. I haven't actually looked at my fancy. That's quite
I
bad,
forgot. Friday came out because qualifying was on Friday. I was like, oh god.
Yeah.
We start again from Miami.
Yeah.
We start again from them.
Yeah, well, you were saying you can set up like...
Mini leagues, yeah. So I have to look into that.
Yeah, that's a good shout.
It is disappointing though when you look at that from an Alpine perspective. Though.
Yeah, I just don't know what was going on with Gasly. Like, I don't know why he pitted. Like, I think he was already on hards. He just pitted for some new hards. But hey ho, I guess they're focusing on Ocon now.
Yeah, and of course McLaren are going to want to try and get in those points. Lando is currently 11th. Tsunoda is 12th. So if he does finish 11th, he will have that record, won't he? It's just a matter of time before he gets that record, really.
Well, he's looking a lot better than his teammate currently. Like,
Yeah.
it's been,
Yeah,
it's been a
lovely
great
being
season
number
for
one.
Tsunoda so far. Like, just proving he belongs here.
He's calmed down a little bit.
Yeah, I mean that's to be expected, I suppose, if you're a rookie. It's quite an intimidating sport to dive in.
It looks as though Hamilton's got that DRS open against Sainz now, so he's absolutely going to.
I mean, where's Sainz going to end up? Because he could easily be overtaken by Hamilton, Stroll, and Russell, and that's him in 8th. Sorry.
Slow down.
I mean, there's the possibility. I mean, this three are quite bunched up, really. Like Stroll's a bit off Hamilton, I know, but that's not out of the realm of possibility if he's this slow.
Yeah.
I mean, Alonso overtook him, how many laps ago? And now he's 3 seconds ahead of him.
Yeah.
And sorry, I'm just crushing your spirit.
It's fine. It's just, it feels like a disaster waiting to happen. We're about halfway
There's
through
been
the race
no
as
tactical blunder yet, though, from the Ferrari. So that's.
well. There haven't been that many this year.
I know, not enough opportunities. Leclerc's out half the time.
Exactly, you just have DNFs everywhere.
You can't make tactical blunders if your drivers aren't there.
God.
If your car explodes on the track. Yeah, I mean, it hasn't been the best start, but currently, you would get P3 and podium.
Yeah.
Is that
Would that be
first
Leclerc's
podium
first?
of the year? Ferrari's,
Yeah,
no?
Ferrari's
Right.
first.
It was because
Oh, good,
Alonso
yeah,
and Hamilton.
yeah, it would be.
Which is not poor, not
Not
poor,
bad, yeah.
not bad. It's difficult. I understand when you're pole, but you have to look at what you're competing with in terms
I
of
think
the
that's
Red Bull car. It's going to
Yeah,
take
I think I would have liked for Leclerc to at least finish second. I know there's still half a
it
race,
might happen. We don't know. We're only 26 laps
but
in.
he's 11, nearly 12 seconds off Verstappen now.
But we don't know. Something could happen. There could be a red flag, another safety car. We don't know what could happen. But it's going to take something very special to happen, even without all of that, for someone to kind of win a race, whether it be P1.
To take it off these guys.
To take it off of them, because they have built a machine that is so incredibly competitive.
It's out of this world good, that car.
Yeah.
It's got to be one of the best racing cars we've ever seen.
But it's been building for a long time. It's not like they've just thrown money at it and it's happened. It's been a progressive thing. And why shouldn't they then kind of get the fruits of their labour? Mercedes did.
Exactly.
Fair play.
They just obviously really nailed those 2022 regs, and then if you've got such a good base to build on, like this year's car was always just going to be an improvement on that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Steiner was on the radio there saying that everyone's stuck behind Ocon, so he's sort of he's being a bit of a roadblock at the moment for Hülkenberg, Norris, Tsunoda, all looking to move up the.
Overtake him then.
Yeah, I mean, but he's that annoying bit where he's not quick enough to like challenge and move forward, but he's not quick enough to stay ahead.
I mean, it's been fairly clean so far.
Yeah.
We haven't seen any crashes.
Yeah.
Obviously, we've seen guys. between drivers, we've seen guys hit the wall or whatever.
Yeah, just that
Whatever,
lap
but-
one bit. Even that was
Quite tame,
tame,
wasn't it?
I like this little camera angle.
12th century castle, as we found out before the race.
That's sort of like, I don't know why, that's sort of like the sort of thing if I would do it when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I'd be like, oh, I'm going to video this through a
The
wall.
funniest thing is there is a cameraman that is literally just stuck up there.
Yeah.
To just do it every time they come through that particular turn. So it's interesting. Let's just do it through a window or through a wall.
It's like, do you remember when they threw up I can't remember which race it was last year, they threw up a drone to like try and follow the cars.
Oh,
and it was like shaky and blurry and like didn't really like follow the cars well enough.
It wasn't great.
What are you doing?
They're just trying to be hip.
Yeah,
and cool.
100%. It just it did not work.
Kazi said 10 seconds between Leclerc and Verstappen. It's just too easy for Red
12
Bull.
now, yeah.
Also, make sure you can come play along with us as well for your Fantasy F1 League. The link is in the chat. Make sure you get involved. Don't forget to also enter for this PS5. You have to
You got this.
subscribe, like on Instagram, the post, and follow on Instagram. There we go.
Yeah.
I got it. I remembered it. Just so. Kratos on the super chat says Perez keeping Weinstappen in check. Listen, he's not whining.
Weinstappen.
When he said that, I was like, I don't know, drinks with wine.
Yeah, wine.
I was like, I've never heard that really.
Wine Stappen? No, I think it's saying that he's whiny. I don't think he's whiny.
Yeah, he's just.
He wasn't happy about his side pod yesterday. Why would you be happy about having, half your car taken out? You wouldn't.
People get road rage when they're driving like 60 miles an hour. These
I
guys
get road
drive
rage
100,
all the
100
time.
something, yeah.
Speaking of road rage, has anyone watched Beef on Netflix?
Oh, I haven't yet. No.
Very good.
I saw it on Gogglebox, but I didn't see it like
Very, very
the
good.
main thing.
Like weirdly, like quite dark and funny.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very good. Recommend.
Hulkenberg clipped the wall. He's asking for the front right tyre to be checked.
Oh.
A
lot of clipping so far, aren't there? Just like.
Yeah.
It seems to be in kind of the same area.
Yeah, there's those tight corners where you're coming around at quite a lick.
Yeah, interesting.
Okay, we are 28 laps in out of 51. Are we halfway through? Yeah,
Yeah,
over
yeah,
halfway
yeah.
through.
Over halfway.
Over halfway. Stuart Smith says Ferrari and Leclerc's best chance for a win is in Monaco. Baku without the long straight. Do you think that? I mean, he tends to do quite well at Monaco.
Like we're saying that, well, other than the Leclerc curse at Monaco that seems to exist,
Yeah.
but like you said, if you do well in qualifying, which Ferrari tend to do, then you can sort of defend quite well.
I think
around Monaco.
Leclerc is maybe the best one-lap racer.
Yeah, that's probably a fair
He's
shout.
so quick
Yeah.
for a one lap, but then as we see here,
Yeah.
he can't.
But also,
It
like,
doesn't
he's got
transfer
that
to the
weird
race.
Monaco hoodoo where it's probably in his head a little bit that he's just never really
Yeah.
But he
done
always
well.
does so well in qualifying.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
then he either crashes or he,
Straight
or he
Crash
car
or gets
doesn't work.
Do you
worked
think
off.
it's because it's kind of like it is his home track?
I think so, yeah. I think it's
there's
sort
the
of,
pressure of it.
to start with, it's probably like, haha, yeah, that's funny, but now it's sort of become year after year. It's probably naturally just in your head a little bit that
Yeah.
you haven't done that well here.
Signs
What
on
do you
the
think
radio.
about Plan A or Plan C? Are you still happy with Plan A?
What about Plan
Yes.
B?
What's plan B?
Plan B?
Yes, at the moment. What does that mean?
Plan B is to debate plan A.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you happy with
Plan
Plan
C.
A or Plan C? But then what is Plan B?
Yeah. Do you want C-1,
Yeah.
2?
2.0. What do we
Why
want
is he
here?
being asked? Surely they should make a decision.
Yeah.
Like, they've got the data.
I would say that's probably that's their
Typical Ferrari.
typical
That's what
Ferrari,
Leclerc
past
moaned about last year. He said he's doing all the work from in the car and he's busy driving.
So we could see the guys on the hard tyres
So what
come in soonish. I'd
So
say.
realistically, what would plan A have been for Sainz? Like try and keep up with the top three, which he hasn't done.
No,
So
you
now-
probably said Plan A probably would have been to keep fourth
Yeah.
Nope.
and push
Yeah,
up
but
to,
he's
to,
nowhere
to
near.
Perez.
He's 7 seconds off his teammate. He's 5 seconds off Alonso.
Now you'd say what Plan C is keep Hamilton
Crash.
at bay.
Plan C crash.
keep Hamilton
Yeah.
at bay. Try and
Damage limitation, really.
try and see if you can get in front of
Yeah.
Alonso, but
Or maybe I don't know. They could go for like a late pit
let's-
stop, but I don't think you'd make enough time up, really.
I'm unsure. We're unsure what Plan A, Plan B, or Plan C is.
I think they're
I
on
think
shore.
they don't know. I just imagine a Ferrari guy like a massive flipboard going.
Yeah.
C.
Yeah.
Here's Plan C.
If in doubt. Or it's like one of those little things you had as a kid with the paper. It's like pick a
Oh,
number.
yeah.
Crash.
Pick a colour.
Pit now.
I loved those. What were they called again?
That's what they do with the
can't
Ferrari
remember.
Oh
pool.
my god, what were they called? Those.
I don't know if they had a name, did they?
They did. Oh.
Fortune tellers.
God, that's going to drive me insane. I need to know what that's
Someone will
called.
put it in the comments.
Yeah, if you can remember what those things were
Yeah,
called, you used to make
that's
them
what
out
they
of
did
paper.
That's how they do the Ferrari strategy.
Oh my god, what they call it? It's really irritating me. Ayush said Leclerc not going to win a single race. He's just a crying merchant. So clearly not.
Merchant.
Clearly
Wow.
not a Ferrari fan, are
I
you,
don't think
Ayush?
Leclerc cries that much, does he?
No.
I think he's been very patient considering the
Yeah.
stuff that gets dumped on him
Yeah.
week after week.
I'm Blue says it's a boring and a predictable race today. I mean, what do you want? What do you want them to do, Red Bull? Just you know,
It's been a bit. It's not been a thriller, has it?
it hasn't been a
I don't
thriller,
know.
but we
There's
don't know.
moments, but
To be fair, there's a lot more that can happen.
I
with
think this is like
21, 22 laps to go, I do think we'll see the Red Bulls fight. I can't imagine they're just going to or Max will just let this
Well, probably-
slide and go to a finish second.
But yeah, I think
No
it's
way.
sort of like a calm before the storm moment, really, where they just sort of don't want to push too hard now because it's too early.
And we'll see
But
tyre changes, I imagine.
Give it another 10 laps,
Yeah.
and then we'll be in. Because you're absolutely right, Joe. There's no way that Verstappen is going to be happy just taking
Surely
a
not.
second.
I mean,
No way.
I'd be very surprised if he does. It just doesn't seem to be that's his sort of character. And I'd really like to see those two fight.
I would
think that
as
I'd love that. I think it'd be so interesting. Who would you back
oh, Max.
today? You back Max, even
Yeah.
though it's a street circuit and Checo has track position?
He's saying he's struggling. He's
Oh,
saying
right,
he's struggling
string
between the
balance.
balance,
Between the diff and I can't
engine
read-
braking is not good. That's what Max Verstappen has just told the
Interesting.
pit wall. He has meanwhile just set the fastest lap, so he's not struggling that much.
Well, he has lost in the last sort of 2 or 3 laps. He's lost a second on Perez. Oh,
Did he hit the wall?
clip? Really looking at it.
No.
Oh, that is
It's
like
so
That is
close.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
So tight. Let's look at
Couldn't
it from
fit an
another
ant in there.
angle.
Here he
Oh,
comes.
man. That is
That is so
bad.
close
Yeah.
to the wall.
It's the
That is
control
like-
they have on the
Good.
cars is
Yeah.
insane.
And they've got to do that 51 times. Like, it's
Yeah.
mad.
Do you reckon they ever get bored going round?
Just switch off.
Yeah, so you can see that obviously if you're watching it at home, you can see where that track dominance is and the areas where Verstappen is so good and the areas where Perez is dominant.
So Perez seems to be
dominating.
doing better on the straights, weird, and then that castle section. Yeah, it's odd that they're sort of just split up neatly between
Yeah.
both of them.
Yeah, very interesting. But yeah, Verstappen has dropped off a little bit. From,
Perez just now
From
sets
Perez.
the fastest lap.
I think it's
God,
all
look
to
how
come.
far away Leclerc is.
What's
I
that,
think it's
13 seconds?
13
Nearly
seconds.
14 seconds.
Yeah. That is so wild.
Yeah.
13 seconds. And then Sainz, he's 7 off of Alonso.
Oh my God. Wow.
7 seconds behind
I
Alonso.
wonder if we could see Alonso try and catch up with Leclerc. He's
Whoa.
almost within a second.
Yeah. We're seeing it.
That's
Seeing it
how
on the
predict
screen now.
Massive, massive gap that. Really is.
Yeah, jeez.
Yeah, Perez, he has just set the quickest lap time. And Verstappen, it was roughly around 2 seconds off of Perez. So who knows? I mean, they might fight, but they might say you need to let Perez win this one. He's led the race pretty much the whole time.
I think Verstappen won't be pleased about that pit
don't-
stop choice.
Yeah.
And why they chose to do
Well,
that then.
he would be so far out in
Yeah,
front.
like we all said, like you just wait a lap. And, like
Yeah.
there's no need to guess.
Why rush in
Yeah,
if there's
you would
something
think as well, like
Do
if
you-
there's a car
Do you
facing the
think
wrong
they
way.
did that for Perez?
I can't imagine so. If they did, Max would lose his mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just think it's odd that if his car's on the track facing the wrong way, granted they probably won't be happy with the FIA that they didn't put the safety car out immediately. I do wonder why they had the yellow flags going for so long.
Yeah.
Like I think it was all pretty clear that that's not getting moved easily,
Yeah,
kind
it's
of thing.
weird, isn't it? Really weird.
Felix says Leclerc is like Todd in Mario go-karts. Verstappen is Mario. Perez is Luigi.
Who's Todd?
Toad.
Toad.
Oh, sorry.
Toad, but he did say Todd. But
Oh, right.
I think he meant Toad.
I was like, who's Todd?
I'd like to go through the drivers and like pick
Who's,
out who's who.
okay, who you giving to Princess Peach?
Oh, man.
I love Princess Peach.
Princess
Well,
Peach.
Max called George a princess yesterday.
Yeah, there we
There's
go,
your
George
link.
Russell.
George Russell.
Nice. George Russell, Princess Peach. Yeah, that makes sense actually.
I'm really excited.
Or
It's out
maybe-
in cinemas now.
Maybe
To-
Well,
Lando
Mary
Norris because his dad's like the 8th richest guy in the UK or something.
Yeah.
That
No,
makes him a princess.
what? I
Yeah.
did not know this.
Yeah, Norris
his
has got
dad?
money.
He's got a lot of money.
Yeah.
Don't know.
To be
Don't know
fair,
the
you all
industry.
have to-
Yeah.
So does Big Daddy Stroll.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. At least he's buying a team for his son.
Yeah, look, Lando, he could ask his dad for that. They could definitely use that. Okay, Verstappen, he's now set the fastest lap, but he is still 2 off of Perez. Leclerc is now 14 points.
Bowser
14
is
seconds,
maybe
sorry.
like Bottas or something.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel like Bottas is too calm for that.
Gasly has just
No,
had
he's
a...
I feel like
It's like-
Bottas
it's
is
like a-
Donkey
like
Kong,
a-
like chilled.
Who would you say
Yeah, that's
Tsunoda
good,
is?
actually.
Who's really aggressive in the Mario world? That little fireball that sometimes gets you.
Yeah.
That's Tsunoda.
I'd have said King Boo.
Yeah,
Who's King? Oh, my
little
Mario
like-
knowledge is lacking here.
it is out in cinemas. Go see it.
We
guys.
weren't a Nintendo family.
I used to love the Wii, man. Mario Kart
We can
on the
get
Wii.
one.
Yeah, it's funny because at New Year's
So
Eve,
good.
a friend of mine has it, and literally everyone played it for hours
Yeah.
and hours.
It's so good.
You couldn't get them off of it. They were doing the driving thing for ages. It became obsessive. Absolutely obsessive. Karatos says, always excuses for Verstappen when he isn't in first. Well, I think you can honestly look at today and say that the strategy probably didn't help him. But
Yeah.
it didn't
Well,
take long for
maybe
him to
that engine.
recover.
Well, I don't know how big that engine problem is. He said that last time that Perez won a race. No, that he had issues.
Yeah,
It's
he does do
serious.
that a lot. The cars are starting to drop their fuel now, so we're seeing a lot of fastest lap each time as they get
It's
lighter.
Max.
There he is.
It's that corner again. A lot of people are struggling with that. Oh, did he hit that?
So incredibly close to that. Did he hit that?
Yeah, he
Yeah,
clipped
he
it.
did.
Yeah.
You can see how many of them have hit it.
Yeah.
Does that matter though, if you've hit it like that?
If it's a glancing blow, you should be all right. But
Just on the tyre,
yeah,
yeah.
if it can be, as we saw with De Vries, like even a small hit can break something. Like these cars are ridiculously fragile. Like
Yeah.
you forget that.
When we head over to Miami, what kind of track are we looking at there?
That's
When we go to Miami, yeah.
I think we should make the set next week like it's Miami.
get us a
think we
fake
can make
marina
it-
like
yeah.
they have over there.
I think we should actually start doing that for every track, so
They've
we
got
feel
some
like
actual
we're
water
there.
this year.
It's
You know,
not
last year
bad,
that fake marina, they've got some actual water this year.
Oh,
Yeah.
do they? Okay,
Big
they've filled it up.
They've got it's a weird circuit. It's sort of like long. It's not like Baku really. It's like a long straight, and there's like a very. I think it's too tight towards the end.
Yeah.
Like the drivers have complained about it, but like I don't think it's the most thrilling of circuits. Like there's nothing.
Miami?
Yeah, there's no like
Bit of a
standout
show
characteristic.
circuit,
Yeah,
for the
you're
American
more there
style
for the
party.
views really. Like
Is that
Yeah.
was that where he did the? Yeah, it was Miami last year where he did his grid walk and people like were just like
yeah,
just,
like
absolutely like
who are
knew
you?
nothing about
Yeah.
anything. They were just there for the party.
And then they're when they got on the podium, they were in American football helmets, which is always fun. It's
nice move from Gasly on the inside
for the
there. I
battle
think.
for second last.
Yeah, it's big.
It's been a
Yeah.
dreadful day for Gasly
Yeah.
and Bottas today.
He's thrown it down the inside there, Gasly.
Gasly's had such an eventful season. Like he started at the back like half the
Yeah.
races, like and then he crashed into his teammate.
I just got a nice overtake point though.
Well done.
Yeah, Gasly, let's go.
We love that.
How many did you lose when he tumbled down?
It's now 15 seconds that separates Leclerc.
Oh my god.
15
You've still got
seconds.
2 races going on. So you got the top 8 who were like that in their own little world, and then Ocon,
Yeah.
who's for some reason holding up the whole
Backed
grid.
them all up, isn't it?
Yeah. It's be interesting to see when those two pit. Like they're still going on that that set of tyres. So they'll be hoping now there's a red flag, not red flag, like a safety car or something.
Yeah. Get a freebie.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Unless they go and do what Albon did in Australia last year.
Yeah, just pit right at the end.
Run 50 laps and then pit for the
Yeah,
last one
that
and grab
was
a
mad.
spot. That was insane. That has to be one of the drives of the season last
Yeah,
year.
it was.
Not a bad strategy.
In a
Yeah.
Williams as well.
Yeah, in a Williams. Go and grab a point.
Not bad at all.
But yeah, he's not doing well today, is he? 14th.
No, 14th. He looked promising. He started off in 12th. Maybe we thought he could have kind of snuck into the points, but that hasn't seemed to happen. But not a very good day either for McLaren.
Is Perez.
Having a look.
This is the first time we've seen Perez in ages.
What's he doing? It's that same corner. They're struggling with that today.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, he clipped the other wall, so he clipped the right
Oh,
wall.
so
He clipped before he went. Ooh.
what happened at turn 15? They were asking.
Don't know.
I clipped the wall on the entry.
Don't ask.
Interesting. It's almost like he went wider to
Yeah,
had
so
a better
yeah,
turn in, but
then he hit
went
that.
too far.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's well, he's just set the fastest lap.
It's not bleach blonde hair in the Red Bull garage.
We're not professional.
Yeah, I was
Look
gonna say.
in Perez
It's a
dugout.
deal.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to really affect anything. Nico Hulkenberg is yet to pit.
Quite impressive.
I'm trying to
man.
work out my maths is also so poor. We've got
15
about
laps.
15 laps? 16 laps? 15
Yeah.
laps. 15 laps, oh, God knows. 15 laps left. Hulkenberg is currently 10th, still on the hards, his first set of tyres. When would you expect to see him pit?
Honestly, no idea. Like I think they're gambling that the later they go, the quicker they'll get, the more advantage they'll have on the mediums to use against people who've got really old, hard tyres. But I think, like we said, maybe they're hoping there's going to be a safety car or something, so they essentially get a free stop and they'll keep this track position. But yeah, if they don't, then I think you're looking quite late on, just put on, I presume medium, maybe a soft, just try and make the most of other drivers being on those hard and old tyres.
Well, the guys that have pitted on the hards, they've just got in Sainz's ear and said that they're happy with the tyre until the end of the race. So those guys that pitted under the safety car on the hards, we could see them.
Yeah, I
go
think
the
they will do
distance.
now. Yeah, I think
Really
a lot
interesting.
of them have done their pit stops for the day. But obviously Ocon and Hulkenberg haven't been in yet.
Yeah.
So. Bottas in the pits again. He must have an issue. Like, what is he
Gotta
doing?
be, yeah. I'm really surprised that hard tyre is going to last. That would be 40 laps.
So what's he going on now? Is he got any
Can
hards
we
left?
find out what is actually
He's on
going on
mediums.
He's on
with,
the medium,
with
yeah.
Bottas today? Because
So
that's what, 4 pits?
Oh, we didn't.
yeah. Oh, sorry. I didn't
I was
think
going to
we'd
say
see it.
2.6 as well. So
I didn't think we could see it. But yeah, third time he's in the pits.
Yeah, let's see if we can find out what is actually going on with
Some
Bottas
random
today.
people on the balcony.
God, can you imagine having
How
that
great
balcony?
is that? If you
Yeah.
if you were in that hotel, you lived there.
Probably quite an
Pretty
expensive Airbnb for the couple of nights, isn't it?
So
Unbelievable.
Boss has on the mediums now.
You'd rent it out if you lived there. Surely you rent
Oh,
it
yeah,
out.
For the money.
God,
If you're not interested, yeah.
amazing. Right, let's see what you guys are saying in the chats. Richard Mill said odds on Fernando keeping his podium streak alive.
I think unrealistic. I think Leclerc will hold on, to be honest. He's 2.8, so I think he should be all right. But it's not impossible, as it were.
It's not impossible for him to overtake Leclerc, is it?
No, yeah, he could do, but I think I back Leclerc to hold on, really. I think he obviously hasn't been pushing too hard because he's got no one to race against, so I think he should be all right.
Yeah, I mean, he's 16 seconds
Yeah.
off of the Red Bulls.
Yeah.
16 seconds.
60.
That's
the
absolutely
biggest gap for any two drivers on the grid.
Yeah,
at the moment.
that is crazy.
Actually, tell it like Bottas is 25 seconds behind, but he did just pit.
He's
so.
also pit 4 times.
Yeah.
Felix says Perez deserves to win, to keep the Drivers' Championship interesting. I completely agree with you. I'm Blue says Albon or Russell. Give me Princess Peach vibes.
That's fair. Yeah, I think it's got to be Russell. If one driver's calling another one a princess, then
It's gotta be Princess Peach.
It's got to be George Russell.
Carsey said, yeah, but 8+ fastest laps would have you eating that up, right? If you're faster than the car in front 8 times in a row, then surely you'd be catching them rather than falling behind. Not sure who he's referring to.
I mean, yeah, that is true, but that's quite a tough ask. But I don't know. Yeah.
Kratos says we have to put some respect on Perez's name. I did.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
had him as my P1
Yeah,
today.
that's looking good.
I did. Kratos, we've had that one. Ayush says the gap behind Alonso and Sainz is 10. And we have another super
Okay,
chat
so
here.
Hamilton's within DRS's signs now.
He could take him over.
Oh dear.
Shouldn't have come back. Shouldn't have come back.
So currently, as it stands, none of us are going to be accurate because I would have first and second, but not third.
Yeah, I'd have it the right people, but in the wrong order.
In the wrong order.
Oh, so I dropped my board. And it's rubbed off.
So we've got
But yeah,
Max
Verstappen,
one.
Perez. I will put the same
I
names
still
down.
think Leclerc's going to come back and win this.
Do you?
That's a big ask.
No.
So whenabouts do you think the meteor will hit?
Yeah.
When will that happen?
Look, this is Formula One. Anything can happen. We could see a blowout.
We could.
Could do
You
that.
don't
Happened
know.
to Max here a few years ago.
There you go.
Hopefully not, but we could see
21.
it.
I mean, Sainz is going to get done by Hamilton.
Any minute now.
Yeah.
We'll see a good bit of racing. I mean,
Another dreadful day for Sainz.
this is where Sainz needs to have the grit, like, not just roll over and go, oh, sixth, okay, I didn't feel it today or whatever. No, come on, fight, man, let's go.
What would you think they'll be saying to him from strategy if that does
Well,
happen?
they came on the radio saying the tyres are fine. They
Yeah.
clearly want him just to put his foot down.
I don't know, but he's not. Oh,
Oh, is that Bottas being retired? Oh, no, that's Zhou.
So brand new.
Oh, no.
I mean, a truly dreadful day for Alfa
He's in my
Romeo.
fantasy team.
yeah, that's no good. That's some negative points there.
Yeah.
I think it's negative 10.
A really
Yeah, dreadful day.
Come on,
for Alfa.
Sainz.
We mean,
Have
we
a
don't
fight,
even know what's
mate.
actually happened
No.
to the Alfa Romeos today, but we're just seeing it's a dreadful day.
Dreadful.
So if we have any info on that, that would be wonderful. Super chat, from when you are too close to the car in front, your engine sucks in hotter air than usual from the front car. It reduces efficiency of the engine. In former years, the clear effect was about 2 seconds per lap.
Yeah, that was the big thing about the regulation change in 2022. They want these cars to be able to follow each other more closely,
Yeah, which
not
is
being
great. It makes it
dirty.
more
Yeah,
competitive.
yeah.
It makes it more competitive, I guess.
Come on, Sainz, mate. Let's go.
Ephraim says Max will not beat Seb's record ever.
Which record is he referring to?
The four in a row.
Maybe.
Quite
think so.
possibly.
Specify which record.
Yeah.
Start.
Higher, Hamilton, George, keeping in mind George has qualified higher in all races except for this one, if I'm not wrong.
I think we'll do Hamilton this year. I think after last year, I think he's got a point to prove. He's doing all right. He's doing better this race already. I don't know what
Yeah.
the point difference is, but between the two.
Yeah, I
but
can't
Hamilton's got a
remember.
podium this year, hasn't he? I don't know what the
Shall I have a look at the standings?
Yeah.
Yeah, have a look at the
So
standings.
I'd sort of back Hamilton to bounce back from the
Yeah.
disaster last year.
Okay, we are
Hamilton's on
30.
40 points and Russell's on 23 points.
Okay, so
Okay.
sizable
Hamilton-
gap. And
yeah.
then with today, that gap will get a bit bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah, Russell is currently 8th. Hamilton is 6th for now. It is 38 laps.
Sainz held on there, though, didn't he? He's managed to push him back
Yeah, he
out of
has.
DR.
See, that's good.
Yeah.
Is
That's
that
a bit
showing
of
the
s-
grit that
Yes,
you were
that's
after?
more. That's 100%. That's more. I mean, look, he's still 5th. It's not good, but it's much better than 6th. That's good. Come on.
So Bottas pitted 3 times, Gasly 2, and Ocon and Hulkenberg still haven't pitted.
Still haven't
Yeah,
pitted.
crazy.
Are they going to keep going?
You have to stop once
Yeah.
by rules to change your tyre compound. So that when that point comes, I don't know. I'm presuming it'll be
Let's
soon.
pick the race. Let's pick
I don't know.
the lap. Sorry.
I'm gonna go.
Lap guess. I'm gonna go
43.
49.
Oh,
Ooh.
wow.
I think they'll just because if they're not being overtaken at the moment, right, and the other guys' tyres, it's not like they're on new tyres behind them, so there's not that much of an advantage anymore.
Yeah.
If it was me personally, I'd play long. Go
Yeah.
play. The longer you play, the more chance there is of something happening in the
true,
race,
that's
and they
true.
can keep the position. So I don't know. I'm gonna say 49.
Coylin?
Yeah, so just an update on Zhou. He was actually just radioed by our team radio, just telling him to come into the pits with an issue. They didn't specify who or what the issue was. And Bottas as well, no real issue, just that the Alfa Romeo was eating through its tyres too much.
Wow.
They basically thought they were at the back. Let's just kind of fuck
Yeah,
off.
Wow.
but that's like unbelievable. It's burnt through so
3
many
sets,
tyres, where everyone
yeah.
else is like fine.
Yeah, weird.
Yeah.
Really weird.
Dreadful day for them. Joe out, Bottas.
Yeah, hellish.
All but out.
Yeah, just a really, really poor day. Really poor
That's
day.
really bad.
Okay, I have a question for you both.
Uh-oh.
Serious question. I'd like to get some like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire line.
Okay, yeah.
Is it a quiz question or like an opinion question?
No, it's an opinion.
Oh, okay.
It's an opinion.
I wanted a quiz.
Okay. Which 3 F1 guests, dead or alive, would you invite to dinner?
Oh,
F1 guess.
oh. I
It's
think
a
you'd have to have
serious
Senna.
question.
Senna's an
I was
obvious
literally going
one.
to say
Yeah.
Senna.
Senna.
Who'd be like? I was just thinking like,
Who do I like that's alive?
yeah, like, who'd be a good? I'd have Hamilton for sure. Again,
I
I
think
just
he'd be
really.
gushing over Senna too much though. He absolutely loves him. He wouldn't get a word in.
Yeah, true.
I don't. Yeah, I think Senna would be good.
Or do you create drama? Do you bring like people that don't like each other?
Yeah, Senna Prost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, it's a good question.
That is a very
Senna
good
for sure. He's the obvious choice.
We just go really rogue and say like Jensen Button.
I bet he's a lovely. He
Yeah,
looks like
that's
a lovely,
probably a
bloke,
lovely guy. Yeah.
I feel like Alonso's got some stories.
Alonso Hamilton, they wouldn't
Yeah.
get on.
No, they
That'd
wouldn't
be
be.
good.
No, that would be really good.
Although they're being nice to each other these days. I think
Yeah.
time has mellowed.
I think
who
because
else?
they're not
They're-
actually racing.
yeah.
each
They're
other
old men now,
anymore.
aren't they?
Jackie
Yeah.
Stewart always has a good story.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Who's got like
I'm just thinking
anecdotes? Yeah,
I like
yeah,
the drives
yeah.
in the olden years because it was just mental. It was like I'm getting into this tin car and gonna fly around this circuit in little regard for my own health.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Senna's the first choice.
Yeah, just you want someone that's going to be a good storyteller as well.
Yeah.
Say what it was, as you
Yeah.
say what it was like in the
Tell you
old
what,
days.
Senna and Christian Horner in the same room. I'd love to see that.
God,
like,
yeah, Horner. I mean, like, I really like Christian Horner. I mean, I love how much of a villain he plays.
Yeah.
And I think it's obviously amazing his job. But how long's he been there now? Like nearly 20 years.
oh yeah, he's
A
the
long
longest
time.
serving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Total
he's
Wolff
all
quite
right.
Look at
fascinating
what
man
he's
as well.
built. Just look at,
Yeah.
you've got to look
Yeah.
at what he's built.
Yeah. He came in very young. He's in his 30s when he came team principal.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah. I find Total Wolff fascinating as well. Just like
Yeah.
his whole life.
Yeah.
Like how he's
He'd
thought
probably
it.
pick up the bill as well.
He
you feel
hopes so.
like.
He's a billionaire.
Yeah, literally.
I'm not paying.
How long do you reckon he'll stay as principal?
I mean, there was a few rumours a few years ago that he was sort of thinking about calling it quits. But I think with this sort of downfall, he probably wants to get him back up
Yeah,
there. Like,
leave on a high for sure.
I do wonder, this is a bit off topic, but I wonder like how much, because Ineos is obviously owned by Jim Ratcliffe, who's currently trying to buy Man United. And in my head I'm thinking, how much will that affect Mercedes? Because Ineos own a third of this Mercedes team, along with
Oh,
Total Wolff owns a
interesting.
third, and Mercedes themselves own a third. So you're thinking like, if he's spending $5 billion on buying United,
Yeah.
then what is that going to have any knock-on effect on Mercedes?
Yeah, I wonder.
I think he's so rich it doesn't really
Yeah.
matter. To be totally honest
Hamilton's
with
really having
There
another
he
go at
goes.
signs here. It feels like a matter of time again. He's right on him.
All right, we've got 10 laps to go.
Oh, wow.
10 to go.
Oh, I'm nervous for Sainz here.
Gonna have to put his foot down. He's a long way behind Carlos Sainz. He's a long way behind Alonso.
13 seconds, yeah. I mean,
a long way.
What?
I mean, it looks to me that it's going to probably be a Perez win.
Yeah. I mean, Verstappen's
Doesn't
got
seem
close.
like there's too
3
much
seconds,
challenging
yeah.
going on.
I really thought he'd go and he'd race him.
Yeah, he
I
just
did
hasn't
too.
got close, has he?
Not at
I mean,
all.
Verstappen won't be pleased about that safety car.
And we haven't seen Leclerc in about half an hour.
Yeah.
'Cause he's, you know,
in
4-second
his
gap
own
behind
world.
Alonso and a 16-second gap behind Verstappen, so he's just driving his own race.
I mean, there is an argument that Verstappen could pit, could change tyres. He's got so much.
I think it's usually about 22 seconds, so
He'd lose it.
He's not quite, yeah,
Not quite.
not quite in that zone. But yeah, there's no reason to really, because Perez, they've already got fastest lap sorted. Like the only reason you pit late on is to try
grab
and
it,
get the fast lap point. But yeah, I think they're just fine. They're doing absolutely fine.
They're just
Yeah.
fine as they are.
Sainz is holding on here, to be fair to him. He looks like
Just
he's
about.
Yeah. Oh, as I say that.
No, he's got enough space.
That gap now, like it's mad that he's 14 seconds off Alonso. Like Alonso just disappeared over the hill.
Leclerc is 17 seconds.
I know, yeah, some big old gaps.
There is
Like
some-
19 between Ocon and Hulkenberg. No, Ocon and Russell, sorry.
There is a lot of big gaps.
Yeah, so
I feel like I haven't
little
noticed it
groups.
as much before,
Yeah.
but this is very gappy
Yeah.
today. Very much so.
But yeah, it's been impressive how long this hard tyre's just lasted.
Good strategy.
Yeah, well, you said, what did you say, lap 43?
Yeah, so like, look,
could
I could
be.
be wrong.
And you said 49.
I said 49. What did you say?
I don't think I did actually.
Go on.
I'll give it 47. I'll meet in between both of you.
Nice.
Nice. Nice. Oh yeah, we'll meet in between the two. Ephraim said, who do you think is better, Nico Rosberg or Fernando Alonso?
Oh, I think Alonso. I'll take Alonso.
Who was the first one, sorry?
Nico
Rosberg.
Rosberg.
Yeah, Alonso. The longevity of his career is
Yeah,
crazy.
I always think he's just more talented. Like, I
Yeah.
think if you put him in the same car, as Rosberg likes to say about that 2016
Yeah.
season, same
And
machinery.
Lewis Hamilton and the same machinery.
His favourite quote.
Just showing another replay, aren't they, of how close Max went to the wall.
I mean, Sainz is still holding on there. He's,
Look, I'll be if Sainz can hold back Hamilton, I'll go. Okay, that's something to not cheer about,
Where
but
did he
something to
start?
go. Okay,
Fourth
there's
or-
something to kick on from.
did he
But
start in fifth? We
started
started
from
fourth.
fourth. So he dropped. I mean, he got absolutely eaten up
He's
by
the driver of the
Alonso.
day.
Less than a second.
Probably Perez, isn't it?
with
Yeah,
Hamilton.
that.
honestly, there's
But
been
only
no
because
one's-
of a decision made by
Yeah,
his team
yeah.
that battered Verstappen's race. Really.
We say battered.
Well, it stopped him winning it
Yeah.
because he would have.
Maybe
He would have flown off.
Alonso driver of the day. He's done quite well.
Where did he start? Sixth, up two.
Yeah. Hamilton, not Hamilton. He's done not that great.
Dropped one. Yeah.
But yeah, there's no outstanding candidate, is there?
No,
for
he's
that?
probably going to be the race winner.
Yeah.
He should be.
Perez.
He should be. I mean, he's
Yeah,
been
he's done the
brilliant.
job. Yeah.
I got to get Perez in my fantasy.
Yeah, missing out. You got to have triple Red Bull, I think.
Yeah.
Easy
How can you
points.
not?
I've got
Yeah.
Carlos Sainz.
You need to change
need
that,
to
don't
get
you?
rid of him.
Yeah.
You need to change
He's
that.
doing
Sometimes
you no favours.
He's doing me nothing.
your bias needs to just not be
Yeah.
biased.
I know, but it's
Yeah.
difficult, isn't it? When, you know, when you
Gasly's
put on the jacket every week.
Let's get Leclerc. I mean, he'll do you better than having...
He's so much more
I know,
expensive,
yeah.
though. He's
Yeah.
more than Perez.
And this is why.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's just having a lovely
He would
drive.
have got some points from Leclerc this weekend. We had two quali poles.
Yeah. Yeah. True.
Here's Hulkenberg. It's that corner again.
Oh.
Yeah. Close. Close. That advertising board is getting an absolute spanking.
Yeah.
Look
Yeah.
at it.
I once thought a good game.
Good marketing though for
Yeah.
MSC Cruises.
Yeah.
I thought a good game was to like line up all the sponsors on the cars, and then you have to tell them what they make. Because there's some of them I've got no idea.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
You know what
like-
their product is.
I
Yeah.
was like, I have no idea. I see it, I'd recognise it, but I wouldn't tell
Yeah,
you what.
yeah,
Which
yeah.
one? Give me an example.
What's the Red Bull one? Like the Raunch, the
Raunch?
RAUNCH, like the yellow circle they've got.
Yeah,
like, I have
not
no
a
idea
clue.
what
No
that is.
idea.
Could be like IT, could be foreign travel.
Have you got any more power to give me at some stage? Hamilton's asking about.
We'll have a look.
To get past.
Just,
We'll
I know that's not the case, but you feel like they're looking under the drawers.
Yeah.
Where's the power?
It's like, I've got a spare battery, let's plug it in.
Wrenches are flying out of drawer, like, it's got power.
Tom and Jerry sketch. Yeah.
We must find it.
Oh, God. I'll be really, really disappointed
Norris.
if Hamilton does him.
Yeah.
Has Hulkenberg overtaken Norris there?
It's a good race from Hulkenberg.
Or has Norris done Tsunoda? No, Norris was already ahead.
Yeah.
Really good race. Norris is 11th. He's actually been 11th, I think, for pretty much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like
I think
lap
this order's
4.
been set like for a long time.
Yeah, he's been there for a long old time.
Yeah, like I say, eventually he's got pit. So
Yeah.
I think Tsunoda and Norris will look practically in the points already because you presume that Ocon.
And Hulkenberg.
Ocon and Hulkenberg will pit at some point.
Have they left it a bit
Yeah, they
late
can't-
then?
yeah.
Looking at that strategy.
I mean, let's be honest. They started from the pit, so like they had to do some kind of risk, and I think their risk was, let's try and go long and hope there's a late safety car and make the most of that, which they still could be. We've got 6 laps, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe Hamilton and Sainz caused an issue, but yeah, I think they had to try somewhere and start from the back like that.
I'm Blue says he would like to have Senna, Schumacher, and Vettel. None of you shouted for Schumacher.
Yeah,
That's a good shout,
stupid.
yeah.
I don't know
Forgot
why.
about-
That's really
How do I
embarrassing.
forget about Schumacher?
That is so
Just forgot
embarrassing.
about-
Vettel's a good shout as well.
Yeah, just forgot about Schumacher.
God, imagine the world titles on there.
Kazi says Jenson Button, David Coulthard, and Eddie Jordan.
Good shout.
Ephraim said Toto said he is leaving when Lewis leaves, apparently.
Who is, sorry?
Toto.
Oh, sorry.
Interesting.
Felix says Stroll, De Vries, and Verstappen. That will be a very nice, quiet dinner.
Who are they?
Stroll, De Vries, and Verstappen. That's an
Oh,
odd pairing.
Verstappen.
Verstappen.
Which Stroll, Lance or Lawrence? I'd take Lawrence.
I'd take Lawrence Stroll
I
over.
wanna
Again,
know about his
he'd
life.
pick up the bill.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He'd look after
He
you.
should own the restaurant.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what we really need. Someone that's going to pick up the bill, ideally. That's what we're looking for. That's our criteria.
gonna be
Who do you
Bill.
think would be the most boring 3 out of the grid, out of the 20 drivers? Who'd be the most
De Vries
boring? You
is
go,
in
oh
there.
God. I'd say,
Yep.
Russell.
I like George Russell.
Russell, De
but
Vries.
I think Stroll's pretty boring, to be fair.
I quite like Stroll.
Or
There's
maybe-
something quite funny about him.
Maybe like Zhou Guan Yu.
Yeah, I think the rookies will have less to talk. Well, I know he's not a rookie, but the people who've only been for a few years, like.
Do you know who'd be a great person to go out for a drink with? Sonoda.
Yeah, you go. Yeah, you just know.
Sonoda.
Yeah, you know he'd drink.
That's the one that you'd want to go, like, I'll have the whole night out. That would be fun.
Do you remember when those like memes went round as like George Russell is the kind of guy that
Yeah.
like folds
Yeah.
his pants? Or, like, and to be fair to him, he was great because he was like joining in with it.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh.
I was actually that's quite funny.
Norris
so-
has finally overtaken Hulkenberg.
Okay, he was going to get in the points anyway.
Yeah,
he
so
is.
he's now officially in the points, but he could get 9th if.
Double
Ocon-
pointer for Norris. He'll be happy with
Some
that.
good news for you. Leclerc has just set the fastest lap.
Oh, is he? Wow.
Wow.
Maybe the comeback's on.
I
don't
can't see
think
him
he
getting
physically
16
has
seconds in
time.
5 laps, but
He has just
Here's
set
that
the
overtake,
fastest lap.
so
There
yeah.
he is. Nice move from Lando.
round the outside.
Taken
yeah,
a
very
long
nice.
time to happen, that, hasn't it?
Very nice move.
He is. They still haven't pitted
Yeah.
at this point.
Coming up to lap 47.
We are going to assume it's going to happen.
Yeah, not a great exit
No,
for
not at all.
Hulkenberg there.
That's probably, I imagine at this point, the tyres are pretty tired.
Yeah, and that's what gave Norris the opportunity.
Yeah, it was a risky strategy, as we said, to leave it till the last minute. You can also
But
vote for the
overtake
overtake
award,
award.
there hasn't been a load, has there? Like
Overtake of the day.
Overtake of the day.
probably Verstappen on Leclerc.
Verstappen on Leclerc on the
Yeah.
restart.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's probably the most dramatic. But he
Without DRS, that's the crazy thing that he
hasn't-
did there. Is
How
he
many
did it
overtakes
without.
have been today? Not loads.
No.
Oh,
Oh, some tyres are coming.
All right, let's get
Who's
ready.
coming in? Oh, of
It'll
course
be
it
the-
is.
Oh, yeah, the Mercedes guys. That was a Mercedes.
Okay.
This
garage.
is George Russell's potential pit stop. Why would Russell stop?
Maybe he's got enough gap between him. It's getting
Oh, I
darker,
see.
apparently.
Okay.
Ocon says.
It's getting darker. Just
Ocon
found-
discovers how day works, how
how
the
daylight
world works.
Okay, right. Are we ready for our pit?
Yeah, I'm just confused why Russell's coming in. Unless he's got enough gap between Ocon. Or he presumes that Ocon's going to pit as well at some point. So maybe they're going to put him on a quick tyre Yeah, there's 23 seconds, so he's probably thinking that he can get a pit stop in.
Yeah,
now.
Yeah, and
pit
keep the
stop
track
in.
position.
So they're going to have
And keep that on
to
Stroll.
quick. Yeah. So
But what's the? I don't really know what the.
He's trying. But he said
But
they
then
have such a big gap.
he's
and
got
it's
such
so
a long
late.
time. He's not going to get.
Fastest lap. I reckon it's fastest lap.
Oh,
They're
okay.
putting a soft.
Yeah. Of course
Let's
it is.
get that 1 point. And crucially, get it off Ferrari.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting because that happened as soon as Leclerc took the fastest lap.
Yeah.
And Mercedes sort of sprung into gear.
Yeah, you're right.
But he's not coming in yet, is he?
Look, I was all
We're
so
We're
keen.
waiting for our pits. No, it hasn't happened. We are 47 laps in. We are still waiting for Hulkenberg to pit and Ocon. My thing was 47, wasn't it? So if they're not
Who's your
pitting-
driver of the day, Abby?
my driver of the day would have to be Sergio Perez. I think it's been, regardless of whatever happened with the strategy, it's been a clear race, clear run for him today.
I think they're going to pit him soon because he's
Tsunoda's
getting
just
up now.
on
Tsunoda's
Hulkenberg,
just
yeah.
overtaking him.
Yeah, you could be. Oh no, what did you say?
47. Yeah, he's
47.
just driven by.
Pit wall.
Oh no, this is the 47th lap. So if he comes in now,
I've won.
that's it.
Won. Who's your driver of the day?
I think Perez. Yeah, I
Probably.
agree with you. There's not been a standout candidate. I don't think there's no one that's done really well, but I think Perez just got.
Hamilton got
done.
unlucky because he also got battered by the coming in and pitting.
Yeah, he did. That's true.
So I think he would have had a really nice race otherwise because he's been quite hot. Yeah, it's probably got to be race winner Perez, isn't it?
Who's been your disappointment of the day?
God, it's every
Sainz.
bloody week it's signs.
Sainz, De Vries. Well, I haven't been disappointed with De Vries because I sort of expect it at this point. But
Yeah,
I mean,
Bottas maybe.
Alfa Romeo.
It's generally both of those
good.
cars rubbish.
I think Albon in a weird way. I thought it sort of expected better from the Williams on this track.
Yeah, there
I
was
thought they'd be quick.
expectation for them, wasn't there?
Just
Did
haven't
that long straight.
Haven't really done it.
Okay, we have now passed the lap 47
48.
point. It is going to
Yeah.
be
What did
all
you say?
eyes on Joe.
I said
49.
49.
It's got to be soon.
49.
Wait,
Unless they
yeah.
forgot the rules. It's like,
Yeah.
what?
I wonder what the penalty is.
Probably more than it's worth to stay out. Maybe, I don't know.
Maybe it's not.
I
I
have
don't know
no
what
idea.
Because if it was like, for example,
might-
if it
you
was
might
5
be
seconds.
disqualified.
Oh, okay,
Because if
really?
it's-
Okay, yeah.
Disqualified?
Well, yeah, if it's an official rule saying you have to do this, like,
Who knows? Maybe they changed the rule
yeah,
this weekend.
maybe someone
We
can
don't know.
inform us what the.
Right,
actual
well, we're
penalty
still
is.
waiting for our pit, so we can't actually make our prediction yet.
Yeah.
But we're still waiting.
Yeah, disappointment of the day.
The race itself.
Sainz got to be knocking about there as disappointment of the day. Gasly didn't really make anything of himself. I know he started
Yeah.
from the pit lane, but he
Did
didn't
some
really
weird
make
pits.
anything of himself. Tsunoda in 11th again, but he will go. He will get a point off when Ocon comes in.
Piastri's just over saying, yeah,
Hulkenberg's getting
dropping
battered,
now.
but
yeah,
Ocon's-
Hulkenberg is tight.
Ocon's not, to be fair.
Yeah.
I think that's a really silly strategy, though, for me when it comes to the Haas today, because they held that position really well. Why did they not do it earlier and then try and, they've left it so late?
But, yeah.
I guess it
Yeah,
was waiting for a potential flag.
Yeah, I think that
Yeah,
was
but once
only
it got to
chance.
like 40 laps, sorry, would you not then be like,
No,
now
but
let's
I'd
try and stay in the points?
I don't think they'll be able to stay in the points. So I think if they pit at any point, they're going to drop down quite a long way. So I think their
Verstappen's
best
nicked
hope.
Fastest lap back.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
So I wonder if Russell won't bother coming in.
Yeah, Verstappen has just set that fastest lap. Battle for 12th is Piastri, Hulkenberg, Albon and Magnussen.
Oh, is that Alonso's just set the fastest lap?
It is.
They're all fighting for it
Come on,
now.
Fernando.
And Hamilton is going to be on
It's
the
gonna
precipice
be-
of DRS of Sainz to finish the race. So
close. I think Sainz will hold on to it, but
I imagine so as well.
it'll be close.
He needs to. God, my God, he needs to hold on to it.
he does. I mean, he's 19 seconds off Alonso. So he
That's
needs,
insane.
we haven't
mad.
seen Perez, have we? Like, when was the last time we actually saw
Look,
Perez
I
on
mean,
the broadcast?
for ages,
Yeah, literally.
laps, and that's
Yeah.
about 20 laps.
Yeah.
Look at that. You've got
Oh,
Yellow,
flag.
yellow, green.
Ah.
Bit of excitement gone.
We've been tempted so many times today.
Yeah.
If you look at it, it's Leclrec 17 points off of the Red Bulls. Then you look at Sainz, 19 points off of Alonso. And then if you look at Ocon, he's 25 seconds, sorry,
Yeah.
off of Stroll.
I know, there's some
That
big
is
old gaps.
absolutely
Yeah, it's huge.
crazy. Crazy.
Right,
right,
we were
let's
gonna get that flag.
Yeah, me too.
there,
I'm excited.
To be fair,
Something.
not much would have happened in the last. It would have finished under a safety at this point.
Yeah.
It would
Oh,
finish
what's
under.
going on there?
What is going on there?
It's a
Who
lunge.
was that?
Oh, that
Magnussen
Magnus
on
is going past
Hulkenberg.
Hulkenberg. God, it's like a dying animal.
They still haven't
It's
come
like
in.
putting
Yeah,
him
they
out
are.
of
They're going to
misery,
go.
like-
They're going to do it on the last lap.
Is it like a dying animal?
Yeah, it's just like put him out of his misery.
Let's have another look at that.
I think they have to do it on lap 50. I don't think you can do it on lap 51 for. Oh, he's just gone wide there, Russell.
Completely wide. What are you guys saying else in the chat?
Really wide.
I'm blue, so
Maybe
Tsunoda
that's
and
what the
Kimi
little flag
Raikkonen for a night out. Would you like Kimi Raikkonen on a night out for you?
Oh, yes. He's
He
hilarious.
wouldn't talk to you though. He'd be furious at you.
Yeah,
He'd
yeah,
just drink.
A good shout. Ephraim said at the end of last season, Lewis picked up an £80,000 bill for Seb leaving bill.
Love
Yeah,
that.
they did. They had a big dinner.
I'll be honest, they can afford it. It's a
Exactly,
lovely
yeah.
gesture.
I can't afford that.
Yeah, I can't for 80 quid.
80 grand
80
on
quid.
food. I mean, that's mad.
That's crazy.
Can I have it in a doggy bag? To
Yeah.
last
Yeah.
10 years.
Mark Bustos says Sebastian Vettel replacing Helmut Marko.
Oh, we got George Russell coming in for
We've
a
got
stop.
to
Coming
pit.
to the soft,
We've got
so
to
he's
pit,
going
we've
for
got to
that
pit.
quickest lap.
Okay.
So
This is
Russ-
always risky doing this at the end because if they do a slow stop, he could lose the position.
Okay.
Do you remember when that happened to Leclerc last year?
I'm changing
Getting ready.
my
I'm
mind.
getting ready.
Wah!
Oh, he's not
The
ready.
excitement's building up. Here we go.
You gotta hope this goes quick. Actually, they can sort of take their time, but there's no rush, like, so you just need to make no mistakes. So
That was slow.
that's a 3.3. Oh, that's very
that's
slow.
so
5.2.
3.3.
That's so slow.
I
3.7.
went miles. I went way too high. I went
I
5.2.
went way too low.
What did you say?
2.4.
God damn it!
God damn
We've
it!
got two more. I mean, I've got two right,
Technically,
so.
yeah.
Does he keep the track position? Yeah, he will do. Yeah, easily.
So yeah, he'll go for the fastest lap now on the last lap.
Yeah,
So
Alonso is
I think
still holding it.
Ocon and Hulkenberg have got to come in. Oh, Hulkenberg's in the pits now.
Pit,
Oh, no,
pit,
yeah,
pit,
he's
pit,
Hulk.
pit.
Are we going to see
Might
it?
not see it.
I don't think we're going to see it.
Give us
It
another
means
pit.
so little.
Give us another
Nah,
pit.
he's in the. Oh no, it's Leclerc's
Leclerc on the
radio.
radio.
Here, we've got a pit.
There we go. That's
Oh,
slow.
that's a lot.
That's slow. That's
Oh,
slow.
that's slow.
That's very slow. Is that broken? 7.9.
7.9.
Oh, we put the exact same score.
Did you?
we both said that
Weird.
wrong, but
I didn't even get round to putting. I was watching. I was watching.
6.4.
going too high.
Weather's changing there as well.
So when's Ocon going to pit? This lap? He hasn't pitted, has
He hasn't.
I'm losing
Definitely
my
not.
idea.
Has he?
It is
he?
51.
I don't know. I didn't
Who?
did you see it.
Perez.
Ocon.
Uh,
Has
I
he
don't think
pitted?
Ocon's pitted.
I have not seen Ocon pit yet.
Because if he hasn't,
Yeah,
that's
so
what I'm
it's
Yeah,
saying.
he's
just
yet
said
to make a
the-
pit
So
stop.
he has to do it on the very last lap. So he'll cross the line.
In the pit lane.
Can you do?
Well, that's confusing because all the people will be running over to celebrate Verstappen.
And then he's
And
just
there's a
having
car coming in.
his
Yeah.
tyres
This is
changed.
very odd.
Very, very odd.
With Perez.
That is a shame because
So
Hulkenberg.
sorry, yeah.
Verstappen.
It's a real
Muscle
shame because
memory.
Hulkenberg that puts him in 17th. That
He'll be disqualified, doesn't he? Yeah, he just said. So this is very odd. Like, why would you have not done that?
Yeah, that makes no sense.
it's really odd that race strategy. I'm sorry.
And usually
That's
they
so
park
odd.
up in the grid afterwards. This is bizarre.
Well, we're going to see.
What are they doing?
And now,
So he's coming. Has anyone just
So
not
he's
told
gonna-
him?
yeah, there he is.
What is this? This is
this is
carnage.
Oh my
Oh
god.
Oh, my god,
shit.
this is carnage.
Oh my god. What the?
That is bizarre. Why would you do that?
Mate, they were close to
Oh,
that
pit.
car. Coming
That's
for soft,
mad.
obviously.
2.9.
That's quick. 2.4.
Oh, I'm too
Oh,
slow
he hasn't
today.
even got time on it. That was bizarre. Why would you do that if you're
Absolutely
Ocon?
bizarre.
That's really weird. He was
And-
close to those
Surely,
people as
yeah,
well.
but surely
like-
those people should have known.
And
as
also,
well,
I'm sorry,
like,
I think that's really
Well
poor
done,
race
Sergio.
strategy.
Sergio won.
Sergio Perez with the win. He wins the Baku Grand Prix. And actually, we didn't even see the driver fight that we were
No.
thinking it was
No,
going to
yeah.
be. It
I'm
was, a,
very, very surprised we didn't see
was a-
Verstappen go for it.
was a very easy win, as it goes. And no challenge for Max Verstappen. Charles Leclerc, he takes home P3.
Not a bad race.
Not bad, I guess.
So- Nice podium for Leclerc, well done.
People, but not the right order.
I got 2 out of 3. I got
That's
P1
not
and
bad,
P2.
that's good.
But I'd say most people have P1
Ignore
and
yours.
P2.
I got P2.
Well
Verstappen.
done.
You had P2 in him. Yeah, I mean, overall, you'd say that was, nothing really happened in
Yeah,
that race.
not a great race.
Yeah,
Bit
Sainz
of a-
held off
bit of a
Hamilton at the end
dud.
there, so I'm sort of pleased for that.
Yeah.
Uh,
The biggest drama almost came at the end. Then when Ocon almost ran over about 4 people.
yeah, they're talking about it.
But that is silly. Like,
I
they
wonder
should-
if there's something they'll look at that because they were close to that car.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and
like,
the car's still going quick in the pit lane. Obviously, it's not going 200, but
Yeah, but like everyone should have been aware that Ocon hasn't pitted,
Yeah.
so he's got to come
Get
in.
out the pit,
Like,
yeah.
But I do think that's a really...
That is just stupid.
I think I
yeah.
have to say, looking at that strategy, and you might say I'm wrong, but I think looking at that strategy from where Ocon was and Hulkenberg 9th and 10th, they left it way too late in my opinion, and that's kind of cost them. And you see Hulkenberg finishing
Yeah.
17th and Ocon in 15th. I think that's pretty poor management from the grid wall.
Yeah, but I think they're damned if they do, damned if they don't really,
Yeah.
because they're starting at the back, you just haven't got much hope. So yeah, Perez gets driver of the day.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
Rightly
think there'll
so.
be something looks into that post-race procedure there.
Yeah, I think someone's
Someone's
gonna
in
be
trouble.
in trouble.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like you said, they've got to get the photographers and stuff in there to take pictures, but like
Not
they've
when
got
there's a
another
car.
lap before that happens,
Yeah,
haven't they?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Not.
But yeah, like that is so silly. It wasn't like it was a surprise stop either, was it? Like
No,
everyone knew
no,
Ocon
no.
was coming in.
Like,
And what do you
he had to.
Yeah, what's he supposed to do with just a load of people in front of him? And he's
Yeah.
actually still in a race.
Really weird.
Yeah, silly.
Well, luckily no one was hurt.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah.
No
Well, God, can
way.
you imagine if there was though?
Could
Yeah.
you? Oh God! I mean, honestly, that would not have been
People
good.
were he was like, people
Yeah,
were like, whoa,
someone didn't
shit.
see it.
Oh my
like,
god, a
the
car
actual
race.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little
I
bit
didn't expect
odd
this.
when you think this is a pit lane.
Yeah.
I mean, you
It's
wouldn't.
busy.
During a live
Yeah.
race.
Yeah, during
George
the
Russell
night.
did get
He did get the
lap.
fastest lap.
He did get fast. Is that Coilin?
Just something to point out to you guys there. Perez obviously secured the victory. He's the first person now to win twice in Azerbaijan.
Yeah.
There we go. Setting the standards.
Yeah.
Well,
Setting the
Good race from him.
standards. And of course, that is going to mean that for the drivers, it's going to be very, very close.
Yeah.
In terms of the points.
Verstappen's still top, off the top of my head. If I'm right, but yeah, who knows? But yeah, those two up on their own, really, up the top.
Yeah, we're just seeing them
So,
pulling.
yeah,
now,
this is what they were
Max
trying to get
Verstappen.
ready, obviously, Ewan, but there's one thing doing that when it's over, but another thing when the race is still on.
Absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
And there he is, Sergio Perez, pulling it into his pole position for another podium.
He's on the heels of. Is he? Actually, does that take him first?
I think he's just, what is it, you get 18 now for...
18 for second
So it'll
and
be
25 for first.
6 behind, I believe.
Yeah, I can't do the maths off the top of my head.
I think it's 6.
But
If he started
that's
13
close.
ahead. Yeah, it's close.
I mean, they've won every race, but
But it is close between
two
the
each,
two.
isn't it?
Two wins apiece.
Yeah,
Wow.
2 wins
Yeah.
apiece.
do you know what? You called this, Abby. To be fair, because you said at the start of the season, if they're tight, they won't give preferential treatment, and they are. They're as tight as they could be with
Yeah.
2 wins each.
They are.
That's really interesting.
But it's going to be really, really interesting to see how this carries on throughout the whole season.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
if we expect the Red Bulls to continue with their dominance, which we do, I wonder how it's going to be. Christian Horner's going to have to be very diplomatic about it. Max Verstappen is not going to like the fact that in a race like today,
Yeah.
if Perez is leading and that he is a few seconds ahead, they are not going to say give the place.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a real test. I'm interested to see how actually he congratulates him, Max Verstappen, because sometimes we know he can be a little bit salty.
I think he'll probably be
I think
gracious
he'd be
on the
alright
camera.
with
I'd
you know.
hope he'd be gracious. Well, I say
sounds
that
like-
sometimes I've seen him not be particularly gracious.
It sounded like, here he is.
There he is. There he is.
Oh.
He'll do it in a minute.
Sure
I'll
he
give him
will.
the benefit. There's Helmet. Oh, big hug for Helmet.
There we go.
There you
That's. There we go.
There you
go.
Nice bit of
Nice
sportsmanship.
teammates.
And
It
it's
is
nice to be
interesting.
competitive.
Yeah. Ooh,
Yeah.
It's the cameraman.
Some of the best seasons we saw with Mercedes were when they were competitive.
Yeah.
That's the first Ferrari podium this year, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, look, we kind of knew, really, they were going to always struggle against the pace of the Red Bulls today. So a podium's good.
Look, a podium is good, and the thing is, you have to look at where, even going back to Australia, what we were talking about with Ferrari, and obviously the changes that need to be made, the
Yeah.
upgrades that need to be made, and just in general, if you are still getting a P3, it's not bad.
Yeah.
It's not where you want to be and where you expect to be,
It
but
just feels soured because if he got P3 from 5th, I'd be going,
Yeah.
let's go.
Yeah.
But P3 from pole feels like,
when you've got the 2 Red Bulls behind you,
exactly. It's exactly that. Yeah.
it's not too bad. But again, your main challenges are really the Aston Martin, and
Yeah.
and today, you came home and
Did we
took
beat them?
P3.
Yeah. So Alonso in the middle of the 2 Ferraris, isn't it?
Yeah, you took P3, and that's what you have to be thankful for,
Yeah,
because that's really
we'll
what
take
you're
it.
challenging.
We'll take
and
it.
Mercedes as well, so that's how you got to think about it.
Yeah.
Okay, last few chats before we sign off. Felix says 80k on food. I'm sure they had caviar and just drunk, let alone eat. Yeah, everyone's saying they can't believe there were people on the track, photographers in the pit lane. Chris says, hang in there, Hamilton, next time. Another chat says, Verstappen is now very mature. Today is not his day and he did not push too much. He wants to secure the second safely without the risk. Maybe so. It doesn't sound very Verstappen-y to me, but it's a long old season. We're only 4 races in. 4 races in.
19 to go.
19 to go.
next week.
Chris says, Verstappen mature, question mark. That's like calling the oceans dry. He's a crybaby. And Theo Phyllis says, funny strategy that from Haas. I totally agree with you. It was a very odd strategy, in my opinion. But it has been wonderful racing with you both today. We have Miami coming up next week, another one. It's good to be back.
Straight in.
It's good to be back on the grid.
Miami, baby.
Good. I'm very excited. And obviously the set is going to look like we're in Miami Harbour. So
Yeah,
that's
we're all
what we
dressed in like beachwear.
Yeah. That's what we want to see.
Fake sand.
Yeah.
That is what you want to
Or
see.
just sand.
But it was the
Don't
Red
need fake
Bulls
sand.
that, of course, dominated today. It was Sergio Perez coming in on pole, P1, Verstappen at P2, and I was going to say Sainz, it wasn't Sainz, until it was Charles Leclerc in P3. So another successful day for the Red Bulls, but we can say it was a success-ish for Ferrari.
Ish.
We'll see you next week.